Hey, how's it going, everybody? Momo here, and today we're going to be doing a little podcast with my two buddies, Muffin Hobbit and Sensei Bean. I will have a link in the description to their respective channels and whatnot in the description of this video. So it's just going to be basic stuff. We're going to talk a little smack, have some fun. But with that being said, I'd like to introduce you to my two friends. They're both really sweet, both great streamers. So, Muffin, would you like to say hello?
It is very blatant you're not having fun with this very awesome mobile game.
Oh, I fucked up the intro. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I thought I unmuted myself as well as undeafened myself, but so it's just Muffin bragging about a mobile game for a second, and then I spoke up. So,
bro,
I think
it's
this is
a
the best
solid
intro.
Then. You're welcome.
Yeah.
I mean, you did say you wanted a really bad intro, so there you go, bud.
There you go. Great intro. Would you guys like to introduce yourselves?
All right, I am Sensei Bean.
I'm Muffin Hobbit.
All right, so I didn't really think of too much stuff to talk about because I had some ideas, but they're for later on. So if you guys, is there anything you guys want to talk about, let people know about yourselves before we get into the bullshit we're about to say, speak about and stuff?
So kind of introducing ourselves, but advertising for ourselves. What do you want?
A little bit of both, I guess. It's just stuff to be like, hey, watch out! I say really dark things, or hey, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Muffin.
Oh, Muffin. I oftentimes, if I get really into a conversation, cannot control my mouth, so I'm very sorry about that.
All right, I am Sensei Bean, and normally when I have discussions with Momo, I usually tend to disagree with him with most topics. So I'm assuming that's why he invited me here today, because now we have some friendly banter.
Ouch! I thought we got along a lot of things. I just invited you because we were friends.
We get along. We get along, but I also we may get along, but I can't help that you're wrong.
Oh wow! So since we're all streamers here, the one question I wanted to ask you guys is I wanted to talk about streamer etiquette and stuff like that. I thought this whole first one could, since we're all streamers, let's talk about Twitch and whatnot. I did have a question for later on about Dead by Daylight and which killers we think we could beat up in a fight if it was a 3v1. But I feel like that's a much better question for later on. Right now, I just want to ask you guys what your guys' thoughts are for being a small streamer and stuff like that.
Well, hit me with some questions right now, because it seemed like we were going with the topic, but then you switched it up at the end, and I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, you got to lead the discussion.
Well, okay, for example, as a small streamer, what do you think are some good things and some bad things that come with the territory? We talked about this, Muffin, last night when we were talking about how some people are kind of shitty when they first start off.
Yeah, it's the thing that kind of sucks when you start off is I think a lot of people have very big expectations when they first start, where they think, oh, well, this can't be that hard. And then they realize that for the first month, they're probably not going to get, most of the time, there's a few exceptions, i.e. Jeb, that, you're not going to blow up immediately. You're not going to get a whole bunch of viewers right off the bat. It takes a lot of work. And it can be really awkward.
I feel like it is awkward when you first start off because it's just you. And funny enough, I've had this conversation in a similar. It's the same conversation, but in a similar. It's very similar but different. Me and Bean were talking about YouTube videos and stuff like that, and how he sent me a video of him doing a YouTube tutorial for Minecraft, where he was just super nervous, and I feel like that's how everyone starts off. I think you'd be hard pressed not to find someone who starts off and they're like, oh, hey guys, what's going on? Super pepped up. Everyone starts off oh, hey guys, how's it going? Today we're gonna be playing this game. Please don't laugh. I'm not very good. You know what I mean? Or
yeah, well, oh, sorry.
Oh, it's fine. I was gonna say, it's funny you say that because yesterday I had actually rated a group of people who were playing origami because the second
Mhm.
one's coming out, and I rated them. It was one of the most professional looking streams I had seen. Now the audio quality was like atrocious because they were both in the same room. When one person talked, you could hear the echo from the other person's mic. So it wasn't the prettiest thing to hear. But they had one of the best overlays I ever saw, and I don't even know how they did it because Jeb and I have tried this in the past and we couldn't figure it out. But maybe it was because these people were in the same house. But they were playing the two players. They were playing on different computers, so they weren't doing split screen, and they actually had this really cool overlay where both of their faces were at the top left or top right and bottom left, and then at the top left and bottom right was the actual like
Yeah.
gameplay, and it was really cool the way it
Cool.
was separated and everything, and it was amazing. And they spoke with like they were just having like a fun time, like they were used to it. And so later that day I was just checking out our homegirl Vixie, and then I got a message from them being like, "Thank you so much. That was our first stream ever. It was really exciting to be rated like that." And I was just like, "Holy heck!" Like these guys spoke with so much confidence. They played like it was just natural to them, and it was actually the first time they ever streamed. And I
That
thought that was pretty amazing.
that's pretty wholesome. Like I think that's pretty
Yeah.
cool. Out of curiosity, like, did you follow them or no?
I have not yet, but I intend to.
Okay, so that's kind of like I asked that for a reason. Like, what do you guys think about when you raid someone? Like, because I had someone get mad because I rated them, but I didn't follow. Like, they're like, hey, like,
Mhm.
I'm not gonna say names, but they're like, oh, like I noticed you rated me, but you didn't drop a follow, and I'm like, oh, like, hey, like, so what are your guys' thoughts on that? Like, if
It's
you
not a
raid someone,
requirement.
yeah, and I was
Like
taken aback.
it just it seems weird. Like because I've had people raid me, and I've also seen people get mad when someone raids them and then they don't automatically get follows from all the people that came in from that raid. I've seen that happen. It's just I don't know. No one's required to follow you. No one's required to sub to you. No one's required to do any of that. But it's nice that someone gave your stream like some attention because they're like, "Hey, I want my people to see this person." Like, there shouldn't be another thing attached to that, in my opinion.
Yes, I also agree. Normally, when I raid someone, like at the end of stream, I'll actually sit there for like I think we'll chill there for maybe like 6 or 7 minutes as I just listen to the streamer for like a few seconds, and then see if they're just like, "Oh, f this, f that," like looking at your like old Dead by Daylight videos where you're like, "Potato, you troglodyte," and all that kind of stuff. Like I would definitely not raid you if I didn't know you, just because it's like
Damn,
I always try to look
sensei,
for people who
the
aren't just
shade.
look, man, the shade. What can I say,
Maybe
man?
that's
It's
why I
true.
get a lot of raids.
Can I get some sandals for that shade, man? Like, I'm just being honest.
Listen,
I
man,
love that though.
all I'm saying is that like I always look for people who seem like they'll be chill. Sometimes I make mistakes and I feel horrible. Like I'll accidentally raid someone who's
Just
like
an asshole.
really. Yeah, sometimes they're a little rude. Sometimes like they won't say like any slander or anything, or just like negative words. And then like after I raid, they'll be like, "Oh man, this effing enemy is like an effing Z and all this kind of stuff." And I'm just like, "Oh god, I did a fucky wucky." Um, and
That
then
scares me, to be honest. That kind of like freaks me out from
Because now I'm
rating
realizing
people.
how I fucked up. Damn.
Yeah, like could you
mhm.
imagine like it's your first time on Twitch, like you get like you're having a good stream for your first time. You have like 20 follower like 20 people in chat, and then you're like, "Oh, I should probably raid someone." And you wind up raiding someone, and the next thing you know is just them freaking out, screaming into their mic like, "Why is nobody subbing? What the fuck? Do you guys want stream to end?"
Oh my god, you're bringing that up again.
I love dude, I hate that kind of mentality, but I love like seeing people when they do that because I'm like, dude, what is wrong with you? Like, it's an interesting thing. Like, what's a mindset there? Do you think people are going to follow you if you do that?
Yeah, I don't know. There's one person who you and I both knew who was always just hungry for followers. They wanted to make money immediately, even though they barely started streaming. Um, and it was just like they failed so hard because no one wants that attitude.
You got to send me the DM because I don't remember who you're talking about. Unless
I'll
we're
tell
talking
you
about
what. There's a bot very close to their name.
Oh my god! I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I got you. See, I was really upset by that and hurt because, and this is the first time this has ever happened. But like, they actually reached out to me. They're like, "Hey, like, do you think like I see you have a lot of traction, Annan? Can you like send some viewers my way?" And I'm like, at first, I'm like,
Bro.
I didn't. I never said anything malicious, but I was just like, I thought you hated me. Like, and then later on, I found out that they did hate me, and I'm like, bro, like, what? I think that's one thing that really bugs me is that sort of like attitudes, like, oh, like it's like if me and Sensei were like didn't like each other, I'm like, oh, I hate Sensei. He's a stinky caca head, you know. And all of a sudden, I see Sensei with like 40 viewers. I'm like, oh, hey, Sensei, how you doing, handsome? Like, hey, how you doing? You looking kind of cute. And I'm not talking about like Jeff Bezos cute. I'm talking about like Dwayne the Rock Johnson cute.
Oh,
you know?
senpai. You know, when you think about it, we did kind of start out like that. Like you didn't like me because you were getting jealous that I was like talking to Kitty so much. And yeah, I remember that. And then I didn't like you just because the way you would talk to Deb, and I didn't realize you guys were close friends. And I'm like,
I think that's funny. I think that is funny.
So, I mean, technically speaking, we both started off hating each other.
I actually I didn't mind you, to be honest. Like, not
didn't
that
hate me, but it was very clear you also didn't like me because I was stealing the majority.
Did it come across like that? Because I think I just didn't know you, so I was kind of awkward around you. I'm like, oh, hey, dude. Go on.
It was more that you were just like, Kitty, I don't trust that guy, and I'm just sitting here like, okay, like just all I've done is
it's
say
your
hi.
profile picture, man. It's your profile picture. It looks a little too. It looks like a green banana, and I don't trust that.
You know, it's funny you say that because I even think I had my profile picture back then yet.
Shh, we're not going to talk about that. No, but like I think that's funny. That's also kind of scary too. Now that you mention it, because like I always like freak out a little bit sometimes. Now what I mean to Potato, like because like you know I know I'm joking. He knows I'm joking. We know we're joking. But like people were coming in, they're like, "Oh my god!" Or it's either
why
I get
is he
the people.
This poor boy.
Exactly.
It's like, oh my god, he made fun of this guy with no legs. What the fuck's wrong with him? You know, like
I straight up thought, oh, I'm so embarrassed about that whole thing.
I love that.
Explain, Muffin.
Potatoes. One of his like things that he used to use was his little potato icon in a wheelchair. And so I thought, oh, he probably has a wheelchair, you know? I don't know why that was what I thought, but that's what I thought. And so you would have Momo making these really horrible jokes. And I was like, I know you're friends, but even like this is a little extreme. Like, why are you making fun of someone in a wheelchair? Like, and then, yeah, I
thought it was funny, like, because Potato was the one that just randomly commissioned it, and I'm like, bro, what the fuck is that?
So, how did the whole legless thing start? Because I was very curious about that.
So, it actually started over Fall Guys, funny enough. So, it was last September-ish. Me, Jeb, Murdoch, and Potato were playing Fall Guys, and we were fucking having a blast, and I'm not gonna lie. And what happened was Potato kept crashing on Fall Guys. I'm like, bro, like, just upgrade your PC. It's not that hard. And he's like, I can't, motherfucker. I don't got the money. And I'm like, bro, like, aren't you saving up your money? And he's like, yeah. And he kept telling me that he always saves his money. He's like, got money saved up for his new GPU and CPU. And I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Like, where's all this money at? And he's like, bro, I gotta be real with you guys. I have a pizza fund. And I'm like, what the fuck's a pizza fund, dude? And this is also where the meme about the uncooked Little Caesars pizza comes from. So Potato would be like, he spends like $100 a month on pizza. And me being me, I'm like, bro, like, you need to stop that. You're not gonna be able to walk by the time you're fucking 30. And that's where like the joke came. I'm like, he's like, oh, Momo, you threatening to cut my legs off? And I'm like, Yeah, motherfucker. And that's where it came from originally, and we just stuck with it.
You know, it amazes me that he could spend so much money on pizza because I also had this friend. She loved pizza. Like I would ask her almost every day, like, "Hey, have you eaten today?" I'd be like, "Yeah." I was like, "Well, what'd you eat?" And almost every single time, it was very rare that she said someone else, but almost every single time it was cheese pizza. Um,
Oh God.
and she was super skinny, had the or she was extremely healthy, but she lived off nothing but pizza, and I was like, "What kind of demon magic have you done to maintain this figure while only eating pizza?"
That's fucking. Oh my goodness. That I don't get how people can do that. Like I would get tired of that afterwards. And I love pizza. Like I'm not trying to be one of those basic people that are like, I love pizza. Shh, Salem, quiet. Daddy's working here. Um, so I'm not one of those people that go crazy and are like, oh yeah, I love pizza. It's like a personality trait. But like I love me some pizza. Same thing with sushi, but I don't think I could eat it every day. After a while, I don't know, I'd probably just die, you know?
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I asked her a bunch of times. I was like, "How do you not get tired of it?" She's like, "I don't know. I just like it." I was like, "Jesus Christ."
Did you guys ever watch that one show, My Strange Addiction? Or no?
Yeah,
Yes.
Did you
I
see the
did.
one where the guy was like addicted to the fucking cheeseburgers? And they
Yes.
show up to his house with a semi truck, and the in the back it's just empty, full of like empty cheeseburger boxes, and he's like, "Oh my god, I eat that in a year," and they're just like, "Yes, motherfucker."
See, I like the one where the woman's eating drywall.
I remember that.
So,
Like
No.
she would just
oh
go and like
god,
at people's houses. I think she was doing that too. Like, can you imagine someone comes over to your house and then like you go, you're like, yeah, I gotta go to the bathroom for a minute. You go, you leave them in your living room, and you come back and they're like ripping off your fucking wall to eat. Like,
just
yeah, I
like
just need a
invite
snack.
someone over to Thanksgiving, and they're like, "Can I have a piece of drywall, please, preferably from the living room?"
There was also a
Um,
lady who ate nail polish.
wouldn't
Or
that
the
fucking kill
person
you,
It wasn't healthy for you. I'll tell that
bro?
much. Was
there
that?
was the person who ate the stuff inside of the mattress.
Yeah.
Um,
There's another girl who ate rocks. I think someone also ate chalk.
Oh my god, I watched the video of The Rock. Her teeth was so messed up.
Well, yeah, she's chewing on rocks.
I kind of want to see a picture of this, but I'm like, fuck, that sounds horribly disgusting, and I don't want to do that. So, on the topic of this, have you guys seen that one show, Extreme Cheapskates?
Yes.
Yeah, a couple times.
So, would you guys rather date like someone who's addicted to eating drywall or an extreme cheapskate?
Drywall.
Really,
I'd go with cheapskate.
bro?
I'm
Have you
sorry,
seen
I'm
some
not
of that?
reusing toilet paper.
There was
Not
this
doing
one
it.
chick that would like, she literally said, "Oh yeah, I dress homeless to like go through the garbage cans and stuff like that." And like at one point, she invites friends over, and she feeds them this like meal she made from like garbage food. It was fucking disgusting. And like I was just like, oh, that's
Uh,
nasty as
See,
hell.
because I remember there was a couple of them. There's just certain things that would not sit right, like the reusing toilet paper, or what was it? She cooked hot dogs or something in the same water, and she never fucking changed it.
that's
What?
disgusting.
There's also reusing bathwater for the whole family. Not doing that. No, thank you. I'm good.
Oh, that's
At least the
disgusting.
drywall person
Oh
showers.
my god! Imagine eating
See,
fermented hot dogs.
these are all valid points. My thought process was like, I may be dating them, but it doesn't mean I have to follow the same rules as them.
I mean, that's true, but
Don't
like,
want to be nagged.
what if you go in for a kiss and they're like, "Yeah, babe, I haven't brushed my teeth. I don't want to waste toothpaste."
Oh my god. I'd be like, "Alright, there. When's the next time you gotta brush your teeth? 3 weeks? I'll kiss you then."
I think that this is horrible, dude. I remember there was one where the guy like he took the family out to a buffet and he paid
Uh
in
huh.
change, Like, and it was like 6 people, and I'm like, oh my god. There was some fucked up shit on that show. I was like, damn, I love this show, but at the same time, I'm like, I would hate to be like dating an extreme cheapskate just because some of the bullshit they do.
Yeah.
I think, oh fuck, what was the worst one? There was this one family that would eat roadkill. Like they would actually go on the street and eat the roadkill. Like they would pick it up, and it shows them going out and looking for it. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, in what world does a parent be like, yeah, like here, kid, eat up? I don't know. It's some weird shit.
Well, I mean, actually, depending on where you're from, sometimes eating roadkill is quite common.
Yeah, my issue is I would be just scared of like diseases.
This is
Are
true.
they eating like wild animal roadkill, or are they eating like cat and dog roadkill?
I don't think they'd eat cat and dog. I think it was like actual roadkill.
Okay.
I still think it's kind of gross, to be honest, because like you don't know what those tires have run over. You know?
You know, that is true. However, I was more thinking that like they were eating stuff that they ran over.
Yeah, maybe they were running over stuff on purpose.
They're just like, okay,
It's like
kids, go out and
hunting.
hit some ass, hit some animals.
It's just another way to hunt, right?
It's fucking horrible. I just imagine that you're like a kid and your dad's like, "Hey, we're gonna go get some food. Get ready." He's like, "Okay, find an animal you like. Now go run it over." That's fucking terrible.
Why do you have to
Gosh.
give them like that southern accent? Or oh my god,
Because they're obviously southern. You're not gonna catch someone in New York doing that.
I don't know, man. New Yorkers are wild. Actually,
you could have been like, salutations there, sonny boy. I need you to go out and fetch us some rabbits. Go ahead and run them over.
oh my god, no! I don't think anyone that sounds like that would be doing that. Maybe crack, but not that. Like,
What do you mean, crack?
bro, listen, I work at a gas station. I know what crackheads sound like, dude. We have some weird guys. I have this one guy who, by the way, he steals this fruit and brings it to us. He's actually allowed to take it, so it's not really stealing, but you know, I think it's stealing because it's like from an orchard. But pretty much, he has a chance to get a place and be a security guard, but he lives in an orchard, and he's like, I want to live in the orchard. And whenever he comes into a gas station, he's always telling me about how he used to do cocaine and shit. And I'm like, oh, cool. Like, I'm like, bro, like, I don't want to hear about this. Like, it's so awkward. You know, like, there's that. Or, like, I had another guy come in, and he's like, he was telling me something about cocaine. I don't know how the conversation started. And I fucking hate myself for saying this, but he told me, like, he said this in front of another customer. He's like, yeah, the only way to do cocaine is off a white girl's ass. And I'm like, what? Like, I'm just like, oh, okay. Like, I just smiled at him, like, yeah, have a great night, sir. It's some weird shit, man. I love that sigh.
Sound wacky.
We also have a
Oh,
guy who
man.
showers in our bathrooms.
Really? Do you guys have a shower, or does he just like grab a
No.
bottle of water? Oh no!
No, he asks for permission, but it was weird because I didn't realize what he was asking for. He had something in his hand. He's like, "Oh, do you mind if I wash this?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And next thing you know, he's there. He was there for like 2 hours just showering, and I felt bad because there's an older guy who comes in every night to use the restroom, and he couldn't use the restroom because this guy was like, you know, doing his thing in there, and I'm like, "Oh crap." And I didn't realize.
I would have looked at the old guy and just been like, you know, you could use the women's bathroom as long as there's no one in there.
So
Well, that depends. Is it the one stall or is it the many stalls?
It's a one stall. We have unisex bathrooms, which is nice, but one of them was under construction, and that's why.
Oh.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I'm just like, bro, like, what are you guys doing? Like, come on. It's some weird shit, man.
Mm-hmm.
What were you gonna say though?
I was gonna say something, but then I thought, what about you, Muffin? Do you have any weird work stories?
I used to work at a public library.
Oh, I love
Okay.
these.
So
You're gonna love this.
The thing about working in a public library is you meet a surprising amount of characters. Let me see. I could talk about
You want me to roll a dice? Pick like 4, and I'll roll a d4.
this. Let me talk about this one homeless guy that
Okay.
would come in. Now, because we're a public library and we provide a number of services, we would have a good amount of homeless people come in, whether it was just to sit at the computer, have a safe place to stay. It was fine. There was never an issue. But this guy, oh boy, he gave us issues anytime he could. So, first off, he would always bring in these huge things of food. I'm talking like an entire box of cookies, an entire rotisserie chicken, an entire fucking pie, and just eat it throughout the day. And like I can get that, man, but also it was normal. Like he just started doing it one day and apparently that was just his normal forever. So we're like, okay, whatever. But then he would start coming up and asking for plastic utensils. And of course, like some of us would give them to him, but the issue was we weren't allowed to, so we had to stop eventually. Something about like because we were using those for programs and we needed those because we had a certain budget, and, what have you.
Mm-hmm.
And he took advantage of that pretty much. But he would get really angry, incredibly angry, when we told him no. And when we told him no, I knew when he was angry because some one of us would be like, yeah, such and such would ask me for this. And I said no. And I was like, you motherfuckers. Because as a page, part of my job was actually closing the library. So while everyone else was finishing checking out books and everything, I would go make sure the stacks were empty. I would check the bathrooms and then I'd lock the door. He would walk into that men's bathroom about 5 minutes before I locked that door. And I knew. And I'd sit there and wait. And then exactly at 9 o'clock, he'd walk out. And he'd go, oh, someone clogged the toilet in there. And then keep walking. And I'd look, and sure enough, there'd be an entire roll of toilet paper shoved into the drain.
Did you guys ever try to like kick him out or anything?
We couldn't because we couldn't technically prove it was him, but it was like, I checked that bathroom before you walked in there, sir. There was one time that he did that, put a urinal cake on top of it, and then shit. And I said, you know what? I'm not cleaning this up, and just walked out. And I told them, I was like, listen, I'm part-time, and I'm a teenager. I'm not cleaning this up. And, I mean, there were a couple people pissed at me about that, but I'm sorry. No. No, I just wasn't going to do it. He would get pissy for all sorts of reasons. He would ask people for phone chargers, and people would tell him no. Or he would ask you to play chess with him while you were working, and you would say, oh, I can't play right now. Like, we'll just call him Henry. I can't play right now, Henry. I'm sorry. And then he would be pissy at you the entire time. And he would stay there from open to close every day. Until I think he actually did get banned once, and then he got banned from another branch. So I'm not sure what he's doing now, but me and him, we had the cat people that came in, and they smelled so strongly of cat pee that whenever they came in, I physically could not work near them because the smell was so bad that I would start retching and I couldn't help myself. Like, because people smell sometimes when they don't have showers at home, and I understand that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I understand, like, you're dealing with some stuff. And I've had some pretty raunchy people, like, that smell really bad that I just, like, I can ignore it. I don't do anything. But I physically could not stop retching around these people. Tears in my eyes, straight up was like, yeah, I can't do this.
Fascinating.
You
Or I
reminded
could talk
me
about
of
the guy
something
that tried to
scary.
hold my hand. Did I ever tell you about that, Momo?
No, yeah, you haven't told me this. You told me about that guy that would like hit on you at the bookstore.
He kind of did. He kind of did.
Oh.
It was like 2 years prior to this one incident that he had asked for my phone number. And I said, yes, sorry, I don't have a phone. And then he looked down and went, then what's that in your pocket? And I was like, oh, no. Because he saw my phone outline because it's wearing tight jeans. And I was like, well, fuck. So 2 years later, he sees me in the stacks and he comes over and he's like making small talk. And I'm like, oh, I'm being nice. It's also near closing. So I'm just trying to get done with this card I have before I start closing. And as we're walking, he holds out his hand like I'm supposed to hold it. I'm pushing a cart, like I'm doing work. And I'm like, what is this? So because I'm really awkward, I shook his hand. and said, "Nice to meet you," and just kind of walked off. Because I was like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. Not at all.
Eccentric people are like, I don't know if it's just me, but I think older people are more eccentric. And like,
Yeah.
holy fuck, man! Like, I had it was Monday. It just started my shift at graveyard, and pretty much this girl walks in. She was pretty attractive. She was wearing a tank top, like just like dressed like, oh, like I'm just gonna head home and watch some movies or something. And I look at her. I'm like, ma'am, the Gatorades are 2 for $3.99. Why don't you go out there and treat yourself, queen? Like you look good. You don't even need to take care of your figure. Go grab yourself another Gatorade, girl. And she's like, okay. Guy walks in. I immediately recognize him. He's like kind of balding, older guy. Looks like he could be someone's grandpa. He's very eccentric. Like I asked him once, and I'll never ask him again if he wants his receipt because I'm like, hey, do you want your receipt? And he looks at me, smiles, grabs the trash can, and says, file it in here for me, sir. And I'm like, okay. Or I'll like be like, oh, have a good night. And be like, actually, it's day. And I'm like, okay. So he comes in, gets his cigarettes. I immediately knew which ones were his. I didn't bother trying to talk to him because I was just like, nope, I'm not gonna do this. We're good. And she's just coming back up to the counter as he's walking away. He looks her up and down, like he's giving her that look, like checking her out, And he looks at her, he's like, happy birthday, but he says it super sexually. And I was just like,
say that
yeah.
sexual.
Let me see. Let me see if I can get like, happy birthday.
No,
like that.
Can I?
That I would headbutt him immediately.
He was kind of like,
and I would
happy
stop
birthday. Like very,
I would
very
stop
like
immediately.
And so like
headbutt
she
him.
stops and looks at him, and she looks over at me and she's like, what the fuck? And I'm like, oh, is it your birthday? And she's like, no. And she's telling me that she's like super fucking weirded out. And she's like, yeah, I thought I imagined that because I'm high as shit. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, it's so weird. Like, I don't understand how you can just be like, how you can just hit on a woman like that. It's creepy. Especially just like saying happy birthday.
Exactly. What kind of, like, is that even getting a hit? Like, what is that? You just go up to someone and just, happy birthday.
It was at that, he had that like confidence, like, hey girl, I can be your grandpa or your grandpappy.
Oh man.
And that's like, dude, why would you like, I'm like, why would you do that? Like, in what world do you like think just doing that to someone is okay? Like,
yeah,
I would say I've seen some weird people. Like when Muffin said the thing about playing chess, it reminded me of this like deep fear of this moment I had where I played Yu-Gi-Oh! Where I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh! In my class in high school, and I thought my teacher was gonna get murdered by a student. Like, so we finished our work early. It was like I have this weird thing where I can't learn normally. I have to actually watch someone do something, and that's how I learn. Oh my god, hot dog! The cat just like, yeah. Sorry, the cat almost barrel rolled off my feet, off my lap. So we're in this class because of that, where they kind of help us learn differently. And pretty much what happens is there's this one guy, we'll call him Sean. Sean is a troublemaker. He doesn't listen to the teacher, super disrespectful, always gets sent to the principal office, failing all his classes. So me and my good buddy, we're playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Because we finished. Sean walks up, he's like, hey guys, how you doing? Can I play with you guys? And we're like, oh no, it's a 2-player duel. We already started. Teacher's starting to tell him, like, Sean, they finish your homework. They can do whatever they want. You need to go do your work. And he's not having any of it. He's kind of ignoring her. He looks at us, he's like, damn bitch, we'll never shut up. And pretty much she's like, after like 4 minutes, she's like, okay, I'm calling security then since you don't want to listen, and they're going to call your parents. He gets up calmly and says, excuse me guys, I'll be right back. As a teacher is like calling security, he walks up to her, disconnects the phone, like unplugs it from the fucking like Ethernet thing, and he's like, you're not calling anybody, now shut up. And she just laughed. I legit thought he was gonna like punch her or something. It was a weird moment.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys ever had any like weird school experiences like that, but that was creepy to me. I was just like, what the fuck is wrong with you, my guy?
I never really had too many weird school occurrences. I think it's not even weird. It's just I think the worst thing I ever
Uh
did
huh.
was for I believe it was second or third grade. We had an assignment. It was third grade. We had an assignment of basically we had to come in during recess for one recess and then just work on this thing as a project as a group. My memory has always been really, really bad.
Yeah.
Um, so it's like I did my best to remember that, but then by the time I actually went to, because she only said it like once at the beginning, so like by the time the time finally came, I had already went through the rest of class. Lunch was over. I went to recess, and like I had already forgotten, and I felt so bad because all of my fellow like project people worked on this assignment um while I was just out there,
Oh,
playing
Sensei, you're
playing.
horrible.
I know, I felt horrible, man.
That's not that bad though. Like, I mean, it's second grade. For what kind of monster was your teacher? Is like, oh, like, can you guys give up your recess, your 15 minutes of freedom to like come slave away for your project,
Exactly, and she ended up failing me because I missed that,
bro?
um one thing.
Oh my god, that's fucking. Did I tell you that I got suspended because of Shrek? Specifically Shrek 2.
Oh, no,
Um,
what happened?
so Shrek 2 had just come out. We were learning about plurals, right? And so like they're like, oh yeah, if you use a word, you got to make it plural. So you like, for example, you'd be cat, cats, and like
Mhm.
we all get to choose a word. And I really really liked Puss in Boot from Shrek. So I'm like Puss in Boots, Pusses in Boots, and I got in trouble because of that. Like it was,
Yeah.
I didn't understand it at the time. Is that still wrong? Because isn't it? Wouldn't like if you're saying like puss isn't a pussycat, isn't the plural still like pusses? Or am I wrong here? Like I was so confused by it.
Um, I don't really know, but like it's like you shouldn't have got in trouble for that, especially because like you were talking about a movie, like so many kids, like oh my god. So that just reminded me of something. I didn't get in trouble for it. But my teacher did call my mom and she oh, no, no, no. I don't think she called my mom. She gave me back the paper and then she was like, "You should probably show your mom this. Here's your grade." And I like got like I passed it. So I was just happy and I thought like I thought my teacher was just really proud of me. So I went home, I showed my mom. And so I gotta warn you, this is a little bit like NSFW. I don't remember the exact things that I said. All can remember is for the longest time until my grandma had to move. It was like posted on her wall, and it was the funniest thing ever. But I think we had to just write what our parents did recently, and I was
Oh
talking about like
God.
how I kept
Oh
hearing
no.
sounds in the middle of the night, where like it was just like my mom like making these weird howl
No,
noises, and yeah.
Sensei.
And then I showed mom all happy. I was like, "Mom, look, I passed. My teacher said to show you." And so I showed my mom and she was so embarrassed. I think she actually called my teacher and apologized and I was so confused why. I was like, "What's wrong?"
Bro. Oh my God, that's horrible. That's fucking terrible, dude.
I didn't know. I didn't know what it was back then. I think I was like it was first grade, so let's see. I went to school when I was 4 cuz I had to wait. So I was like 5 years old.
Oh.
It's
I never had any weird things with school. Like there was weird stuff in my school, but I don't think I did anything. Like, we had like a weird outbreak of MRSA because every girl that went to a school dance would take their fucking shoes off and walk around the gym, and then they would get cuts on their feet.
Are you
What
talking
is-
about sock ops?
No, like school dances, like homecoming, court warming.
No, I don't know
That's
if you guys have this memory, but like when I was in middle school, we had sock ops, which is basically like
Oh, we
you'd
called
pay
those
like
mixers.
mixers.
Yeah, because it was boys and girls, but they would do this fucking thing because it was in our gym. They would they had this huge thing to separate the gym in half. So one half would be where the boys could play basketball, and the other half was where you could dance. And where do you think most of the boys were? Playing fucking
Breaking
basketball
ankles on
because
the
they don't want
court.
to dance. And it was funny because girls would wear, you had the few that would wear their little dresses because it was supposed to be super casual.
Yeah.
But you would have girls that would buy these really nice dresses from like department stores, and some would wear them during the day at school, and then some would bring them to change into after school because it was directly after school. And I'm still laughing about it. I think it's funny. All of them would like, it was like, because all these girls were hoping that these boys would ask them to dance, but all of them were fucking playing basketball on the other side of this like tarp thing.
Imagine you go to like your school dance in middle school, and you're like, "Oh my god, I can't wait! Jimmy's gonna ask me to dance," and he's like, "Yo, you want to play some b-ball, bro?"
That was my first fucking taste of rejection. Let me tell you this story.
You got rejected over.
So, I was a little boy crazy, and by that I mean if I saw a boy who I thought was remotely cute, that was it. That was it for me. You know, that's going to be my future husband. I was a little boy crazy, I'll be honest. So there was this boy, we'll call him Saul. That's what we'll call him.
yes.
And we had like an English class together. It was like the last class of the day. And I had just mentioned to somebody, a friend of mine, in a whisper, I said, you know, I think Saul's cute. I think it would be really nice if he asked me to dance, but I don't think he knows who I am. Like, I just mentioned he was cute. Somehow that got all the way around class to him, and then it went all the way back around class to me that he just was like, no. We were friends after that. We were friends for like 3 days in like a health class, and then he decided to ignore me for 4 years. So that was a fun experience for me. I stopped liking him after that. It was fine, but then like he also ignored me for 4 years, and I was like, wow, you're kind of taking this a little far, buddy. You're not that cute.
Middle schoolers, like dude, every middle schooler is fucking like shitty. Like middle school dating is a joke, to be honest. Like I remember in middle
hold hands
school,
once and you're in love.
It really is. There's so many little youngins that have come to my streams, and they're just like, "Oh, I got this new girlfriend. I'm so excited. Like, we're gonna be so happy together forever." And I'm just sitting there like, "Bud, I mean this in an extremely nice way, but you're 13. I'm not gonna say it ain't gonna work out, but I am gonna tell you that I'm here when you need me."
It's like high schoolers getting engaged.
All right, I'll be right back.
You're good. That's crazy.
Oh, I had some friends that quote unquote got engaged in high school, and let me tell you, it is a fucking trip to watch that whole thing go down. So one of my friends, she got with this slightly upperclassman. He was like a grade or two above us, and we were freshmen.
Yeah.
And this guy is kind of dumber than a bag of rocks, if I'm being honest. And I'm saying that in the nicest way possible. He was also a piece of shit, so I don't feel bad saying that. He was super controlling about who she was allowed to talk to, blah, 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 blah. But then also his family, specifically his grandmother who he lived with, just didn't like her, thought she was a tramp, like all that stuff. And by the way, she was not. Like, it was really weird. So he gave her this fucking, it was like a brass ring. From like maybe her jewelry box, but it wasn't like a ring. It was like this thick, like, you know, a men's class ring, like that sort of wideness, but it was very thin. So you could bend it and shit. And I was like, he proposed to you with that? And she went, oh my gosh, yeah, we're going to get married after graduation. We're going to move out together. Well, when he graduates, I'm going to drop out and do that. And she's telling me all these plans.
Bro.
And at the time, I was dating a piece of shit, so I was like, okay, like, and I knew that, but it was whatever. But even I was like, this is, okay. And sure enough, like a week later, they broke up, and I was like, oh, that's so sad. Boo-hoo.
You know what the worst relationships are? It's you ever like have you ever been in a relationship where like you and your partner are good together, but their friends fucking hate you? Or no?
No.
Oh
Let me
my
see.
god.
First boyfriend, we had very similar friends, but he was a piece of shit. Second
Mhm.
boyfriend, I never met any of his friends. He met all of mine though. And then with Post, we're just fine. His actually no, his two of his best friends that are girls did not like me for like the first year we were dating,
Uh-huh.
but then they met me and then they liked me. So
Is that happened to me where like I was dating this one and this is back in high school and I don't know if it was her best friend, but one of her friends fucking hated me. Like we were constantly together. I was always hugging her and stuff like that because I was like, I'm like, oh my god, I love you so much because I did, but like there was one time where she looks at her, she's like, don't you ever get tired of having that monkey on your back? And I'm like, bruh, like she straight up hated me, and I have no idea why. You know, it
people
was
don't
so
like sharing
awkward.
friends. I had friends that were like that where they didn't like my partners because all of a sudden it was like, oh, I can't spend the night this weekend. I can spend the night next weekend, but I have plans this weekend with such and such. I had friends that were kind of like that.
Oh yeah, that's horrible. I don't get it. Like, how are you gonna be like, yeah, like, don't date this person. It's horrible. Like, I don't. People are weird. I think high school is also shitty because all the relationship drama. Like, fucking hell.
Yeah,
Like, it is some crazy shit, man.
that
Like,
it.
I wonder if Potato's gonna actually join by. Do you think he will?
I don't know. But I feel like our conversation got like way off track. Weren't we talking about like stream etiquette stuff before?
Yeah, we were. I was gonna bring it. I was like, when Sensei gets back, I'm just gonna be like, yo, like, because we all play Dead by Daylight. I was just gonna be like, yo, Sensei, like, we're at a sleepover, the three of us, me, you, Muffin. Potato's there, but he doesn't really count towards the fight because he's busy boiling burritos in the kitchen. Who out of the Dead by Daylight killers do you think we could take on? Because
Him.
I feel really.
Yeah, I'd bully him. He's bald as shit.
Yeah, oh, I think I told you that
I would
they're
beat the shit out of Needlehead. I
needlehead.
wouldn't even need the other two people. I would just fucking kill him. What's he
I'm
gonna
gonna
do to me?
wait. He can like poke you or headbutt you.
I can headbutt him too. I will stop his fucking heart.
I keep forgetting you've never seen the Hellraiser movies, so like it's a
I've
little
seen the
weird.
first one. I've
What
seen the first
did you
one.
like it?
Uh, why was this bitch ride or die? For like the first time she slept, she cheated on her husband. And she was like ride or die from the fucking get go. And then she sees him again and he has no skin. And she's like, oh, but if I theoretically, if me killing people gets you skin, we could, finagle again. And I'm like, no. What in the hell is wrong with you?
So I'm gonna assume that if your partner lost their skin, that's a deal breaker.
Yes.
What if they had like an ugly ass like haircut like Jacob in Twilight, where he has like the long hair and shit?
No,
Eh,
thank you.
really? What are there any
I'm not
haircuts
in
that
I'm not into long hair. I was when I was a teenager, but now I'm kind of like not.
what about bald?
Not really. I don't know why. I don't I don't have an issue with people that do not have hair on their head, but there are a lot of people I know that don't have hair on their head that I just don't trust.
I feel
You
like
could be hiding a lot of secrets.
I feel like shaving your head's a weird one. Like some people can pull it off really good, but then you have other people and you're like, oh, like please, honey, let me give you a strand of my hair. You know?
Yeah, one of my old high school, she wasn't even a buddy, I'll be honest, she was not a friend. She ended up getting with this guy who she's Mormon, so that's also part of it. But we were all trying to guess how old he
Soaking.
was because he didn't have any hair, but he was also like
Mhm.
the way that he looked, you could tell he was older. But yeah, they're married and he's bald, and he just doesn't look like someone I want to trust. I'll be honest.
I mean, I don't blame you. But honestly, the only thing that went through my head when you said, as soon as you said Mormon, I'm just like, soak. Like I barely discovered what that is, and it's changed my whole outlook on Twilight. You know?
What? So what?
Yeah,
Why?
soaking. Because like it
You know,
changes the whole like thing of
What's wrong with
Twilight
you?
a lot.
you know, you said something changed your life right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. My life was changed when I met you, baby.
Oh, thank you. You're so sweet. But now that you're
Yeah.
here, I have a very important question for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Muffin kind of talked about it a little bit, but I derailed it so we can wait for you to get this juicy conversation. All right, me, you, Muffin, Potato, but Potato's in the we're having a sleepover, right? Potato
Mm-hmm.
is the one who's gonna die because he's in the kitchen boiling burritos. We're all in the living room just chilling. We're like, Potato, quit boiling fucking burritos. We want to go to bed. Um, Dead by Daylight killer 3v1.
Oh my God.
If you had to say like we're in a sleepover 3v1 situation, Potato's dead, the killer got him. Maybe not the hag, the Potato's like busy porking her or something, but like
Mm-hmm.
who do you think we take on in a 3v1 situation there?
Okay. Now the question is, are we trying to kill them? Are we trying to escape? Is it like a generator thing where we have to make our way to the breaker and turn on the lights again? Or what is the lore behind this
We have to
fiasco?
either kill them or escape their reign of terror.
Hmm. So I want to ask you something first.
What's up?
We're thinking about who we could take on, but
Yeah.
who do you think we can't take on?
Oh man, that's easy, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely Demogorgon because
Yeah, 100%. Demogorgon would
actually I don't know too much
actually
about it.
decimate us. No, I
So
watched the whole Stranger Things. I could tell you how accurate that is. Demogorgon is fast. You can't outrun them. Like, if you ever watched I know you said you don't know much about it, so I assume you haven't watched. But in season 1, by the way, if anyone's listening to this, I do want to warn you. This contains minor spoilers. But in season 1, one of the people who are built up to become a main character of the game, or I mean of the show, um, he's running through the Hawkins lab facility, getting chased by a bunch of little baby Demogorgons, right? Like I'm talking about like little teenage Demogorgons just like coming for his cheeks.
yeah.
Man's full sprinting down the hall, and these Demogorgons are just catching speed fast. This is like a fully grown man. To be fair, he was kind of looking like Paul Blart, but
Oh man.
but all I'm saying is we ain't outrunning the Demogorgon. There ain't nothing we could do
I can
about the
agree with
Demogorgon.
that. Muffin, what do you think?
Uh-huh.
You think we could take Demogorgon?
I mean, yeah, why not?
I like how Muffin's optimistic about it.
She's like, we can take him, and I'm like,
optimistic about a lot of things.
I Myers is a hit or miss one because like he's technically a human, so you can just beat him up.
yeah. I actually don't know a lot about Myers. I wasn't sure if he was like some sort of like evil spirit, if he was already dead or what.
He's not dead.
So he's just some pissed off serial killer.
Yeah, he's a serial killer.
Hmm.
It gets really murky in the lore of the movies, but like for the most part, he's just some dude that doesn't talk.
Okay.
I feel
So-
like who else could we take in a fight? Or who
do they have their powers? That's the real question.
Oh. Shit. I don't know. We'd have to
Now-
agree on that. What do you think, Muffin?
So I feel like it depends on the character. Like the Demogorgon, The Demogorgon definitely gets his power because that's just something that he could do in the movies. He had the
Yeah.
ability to go to the underside and then come up literally anywhere else where he sensed us. So he could be downstairs raiding, like eating out Potato because he's dead on the floor now, and all of a sudden like we just see like the TV sprout a hole and then he comes from there and we're like, so Demogorgon I feel like definitely could. Myers didn't really have a power. He just kind of stood there menacingly.
If you watch the movies though, he's like a fucking beast, man. Like he kills Joe Grizzly while he's reading porno on the can. Um, well, I feel like Oni would fuck us up, like no doubt.
Okay, so thinking about all the killers,
Uh,
assuming they all had their powers,
uh,
I feel as if we would definitely be able to take on the Trapper.
uh.
We would potentially be able to take on the plague, but not without all of us contracting syphilis.
Can I just butt in real quick?
Uh-huh.
With or without powers, I just want to say that we would probably no diff fucking the hag, dude. Because she's like fucking like sticks, bro. Like I just kick her in the leg and she's dead.
Just send Potato her way. If Potato's not already with her, then I don't know what's going on.
I don't know, man, because it's like Potato might be like, going to town on her, but then we activate one of her traps, and the next thing you know, Potato's just gonna face plant into the bed, and now we're getting screwed.
Oh my god,
Well, then
yo,
we
how does
screwed
that? How
Potato,
would
so
that
it's kind of a
work?
win-win.
No, because how does that work? Like if you're actually getting your like sucked off or something by the hag, and someone activates one of her traps, like will she like? How does that?
Doesn't she have the option?
So, go
I don't
ahead.
know. Yeah, she does, but like.
She has the option unless she takes the add-on where she's forced to teleport to them. But I do think that it would be safe because if you look at the way the hag is, normally she's standing on the ground. So I feel like instead, like she would just like she'd like be given head, and all of a sudden she just like full send herself inside like Potato, and he would be like the catalyst of like her going inside him. Because if you look, she's actually just kind of like slowly disintegrating herself and just like. So I think she would just slowly disintegrate herself around Potato's paraplegic dongalongle.
Mm-hmm.
I think we can take her though. I think 10 out of 10 we'd beat the crap out of the
You
hag.
think so?
Yeah.
I feel like we'd get decimated by the hag.
But like she's skinny as hell, dude. You just like smack her fucking limbs and she's dead. Like
All right, no. You know who we can 100% take? Like it ain't even a joke. We might come out scratched, but like this is just a 100%.
Ooh.
I'm talking about my no muscle whatsoever, chicken legs looking, our boy the trickster.
Oh, dude, tricks. Yeah, because I think we can take Trickster, man. Like in a fight, dude, definitely.
I mean, I think you just gotta kind of like overwhelm him, and I think he'd be fine.
Yeah,
The thing is,
go on.
He's out of shape. You can hear it when he plays. Like he's constantly like.
Yeah, he.
Mm-hmm.
So does what is it? Fucking who's the other one that can run and vault?
A Legion.
Oh, Legion.
Yeah. Like he seems to be like panting a lot too.
I think he's panting a lot, but that's because man's going like full blown sprint. I think he has straps. Like I think like that's actually like the
Legion's iffy actually, because like there's two different versions of him. So like we'd have to fight
actually.
both. So we'd probably get beat up. Fuck, like we're going after all four.
Yeah, because I wanna say that if we do go against the Legion, it has to be all four of them. Jane, Jenny, the other girl, which I think her name started with an F. It was Fred. I think Fred was one of them, and then I can't remember the other guy. But yeah, there was two guys and two girls. Frank, I think that was Frank. But yeah, no, I feel like if we went against the Legion, we have to go against the whole squadron. And if you actually want to go against the whole canonical lore of the Legion, when they came out, they released a lot more information about the Legion. But the Legion isn't just for kids, it's an entire cult of teenagers who kill just because they want to be edgy teens. So, technically speaking, if we went against the Legion, we're not just going against 4 teenagers, we're going against like a whole little armada of really pissed off, I hate my mom kids.
Oh god,
Like at that point, it's basically Children of the Corn.
shut the fuck up. Oh wait, I love those movies. Ezekiel,
They're so good.
send him into the corn.
Send him into the corn, Ezekiel.
Fucking terrible, dude. I feel like the clown we could definitely beat the fuck out of.
Yeah. I don't like the clown.
I feel like
he's chubby.
he's the Chubbalabugus, but I feel like all you got to do is push him down the stairs and he's done.
Yeah.
Freddy would no diff us, dude. Like we'd probably be dead, dude.
Oh my god.
Would rather the fuck not.
You don't think so? Have you watched the Nightmare on Elm? We'd be dead.
Well, unless we're crackheads.
No. I mean, like, I think the fuck not. I'm gonna go against him. No, thank you.
Oh, okay.
What
I
about
think original Freddy would be fun to go against, yes, but new Freddy, no.
You're just getting called a bitch while he kills you.
What? Hold on. Why do you choose new Freddy? No, but old Freddy, yes. Because in my
opinion,
old Freddy's fun, yeah, but like he was also way more efficient at killing. New Freddy was like just like a little bitch boy.
Are you talking
like
about the movie version?
Huh?
I think she's talking about the movie version.
Yeah, no, yeah. I'm talking about the movie version too. Like with the old Freddy, like the OG Freddy, yeah, he was a massive pedophile and he made it very clear.
No, that was the new one. That's the new one.
Nah, if you actually watch like the old movies, he was like hard hitting on the girl, but like pretending she was a kid. I think I've only watched the new one once, so I don't have a lot of memories about it. But I do remember him just being so much weaker, and I think it's just because every time he came back like more weakened, and you could see it with like even his face. Like overall, especially with Jason versus Freddy, now technically speaking, if the kids wouldn't have interfered, Freddy would have won. So this is almost a bad example. But at the same time, the one time Freddy like actually it wasn't on his side, like he wasn't in the dream world or anything, man's got like full beat down to where he we thought died until the end of the movie where he like winks at us and he's like, yeah, I'm still alive. But like man's got his ass beat, and he's just every single movie he becomes weaker. And I would much rather fight newer Freddy. I just feel like he's way easier to deal with because old Freddy was just efficient. Yeah, he'd toy with you, but he'd also kill you fast. He didn't wait 15 nights to kill you. No, man's was just like, we're gonna do 2 nights. On the second night, you die. That's it.
I feel like I could beat up the spirit.
The spirit? Oh, I feel. Whoa, are you sure about that? Because you got to remember, she can actually like phase her body parts. And she can phase out of existence. If we swing at her, she could just flat out disappear into nothing, reappear, then just give us the stabby wabby.
What rank of these killers? Like, what rank are the killers that we're going against here? Because if it's like a rank 20 across the board, then that's whatever. But if we're going against the killers themselves, they know what they're doing, then that's a whole other thing entirely.
Like you're talking about like a seasoned one versus like a new one? Like, okay.
Well, like no, like the killers themselves, like Spirit is, Spirit. She knows her abilities. That's her thing. That like we're talking about like God, what's the word? Sorry.
How efficient are they using their powers? I think is what she's trying to say. Yeah.
Like they know themselves. Like they're efficient at it.
I want to say like
going against the rank 20 fires or something. Like,
to not make it too difficult for us, I'd say like a kind of in between, like 15-ish.
A 15? That's still pretty nubby. So I feel like
a 14.
A 14?
Yeah, just that extra
I still
number.
feel like we could. I feel like with almost any of them, except for Demogorgon, still feel like we can't take on Demogorgon.
Dude, Oni would fuck us up too, dude. Like, if you think about it.
Oh my god.
I mean, man's wearing like full armor and is an actual ogre known for eating people. Yeah, no, of course
His
he's gonna mess
ability
us
is
up.
just going aggro.
Yeah, like he's the fucking Kool-Aid man. We're gonna be chilling there yelling at Potato, and then we're just gonna hear, "Oh yeah!"
Also, I feel like Deathslinger would be an easy fucking. We could beat his ass.
Oh yeah, as long as we don't get shot, we could beat down the old man.
So here for him, here's a scenario I see.
Uh-huh.
We're chilling. We hear like ha ha ha, and the fucking laugh, and we hear the gun, and like you hear Potato like do that scream he does. He's like, "No, my burritos!" While he's boiling his burritos, and like he's fucking impaled by that. And while Deathslinger's just like reeling him in, we just like beat the shit out of him. And isn't
So
one of his legs are
Potato's the
fucked up.
canary in the coal mine, so to speak.
In all these scenarios, Potato dies, and I only say that because he didn't come to the podcast and he didn't respond to me, so he's just dying today.
I'm sorry. Why do you have the Demogorgon in the background?
What do you mean?
Muffin, you good? You what? Are we gonna pretend like we didn't hear the giant growl of death coming out of Muffin's bike?
Oh, no, that was a motorcycle going down my street.
Ah, okay.
I didn't hear it because
Sorry.
of noise suppression.
All I heard was just. I was just
So-
like, she's the one who dies actually.
I'm really disappointed Potato didn't show up today, man, because I had this one
Has
topic
he
in
messaged
mind.
you back?
Let me see.
Listen, all I know is we'd be beating down the gunslinger, and I'd just be like, "Our time is now, old man." Ah!
The future's
Now, Mocha said I probably wouldn't be able to, but I would personally one-on-one take on Pinhead. I would
Bruh.
bully the fuck out of him. I would bully the fuck out of him and make him cry. That's what I would do.
Have you watched the movies?
I have. I've watched the first one. I don't care about the movies. I would bully him.
I think
All I'm
Huntress would
I
fuck
would
us
I'm
up.
interrupt
saying,
his little spiel and bully the fuck out of him.
all I'm saying is, if you're bullying him, I think the last thing he's gonna do is cry. I think he's gonna come. Like his whole thing is taking you to a world to pain and pleasure.
Pleasure
He's
of
gonna
the
take you to the world of fucking pain. I'm gonna beat him.
You're gonna make him come.
You know
I
what?
know,
If he
Dead by
hates
Daylight
me,
took the-
he's so good.
Dead by Daylight took his right to come away.
Oh no! You're gonna make him shoot blanks.
I feel like fucking you know what? Never mind. I was gonna say we could probably beat the shit out of the Huntress too, but never mind.
No.
Nah.
She's skilled.
I remember her lore right as I was saying that because she would kidnap girls and shit like that, and she would basically kill soldiers and shit that would go into her territory,
Yeah.
which is kind of fuck. What other killers are that I'm missing?
Ghostface, the plague. We kind of covered the plague. There's the doctor.
Oh no.
Doctor.
We'd be dead just because the electricity itself would kill us in real life.
I feel like we could beat up Ghostface.
I feel like we could beat up Ghostface,
Date goes.
but
I've seen enough thirst traps. I'm good.
hold on, which Ghostface? Because there's like 20 of them.
I guess not the one that the games one is based off of. I always had a thing for the original Ghost Faces.
The original Ghostfaces was interesting. Were they even legal? I don't remember. Weren't they teenage? Wasn't the original Ghostface teenagers, or am I thinking of a different movie, or am I
Yeah,
just?
they're teenagers, but like I'm sorry. I had a thing for the guy who voiced Shaggy, so that's one thing.
Ah,
And
yeah.
then Sydney's boyfriend. As a small child, I was all about that hair.
All right. You know, that's fair. Yeah, no, I feel like we could beat down Ghostface. The problem is did we beat down the right Ghostface? Or are we gonna get a phone call like 5 minutes later being like, check the bathroom?
Oh my god, dude.
Man.
Nemesis would fuck us up too. Fuck.
Oh yeah, no, but that X gun give it to you, man.
I'm trying to think of who else. What other killers are there? Fuck.
If there was one survivor who you would remove from the game, who would it be?
Claudette.
But
Yeah, no, I think we all agree it's Claudette.
In all honesty,
just because I'm dating Claudette.
I would say Meg.
Meg? See, Claudette, if Claudette wasn't just such a horrible, like, the community that plays Claudettes are absolutely disgusting. But
Look who joined. Look
who finally came in.
Momo,
Potato.
get the fucking jackass changed my name again. Fuck off.
Potato. I need to ask you a favor because we're already doing the podcast. You got to promise me that you're not going to be like, I'm going to go take a shit and leave for 2 hours. And if Doña Rosa comes in, you got to mute, please.
Momo. Don't worry,
Yes,
I got
call
the
me
gamer
Water Boy.
bottle inserted.
Thank you. I don't know why I thought you were gonna ask what survivor we date, and I was about to snap my fingers and say who I thought.
Wait, hold on.
I know for a fact
with
you'd
you,
go
man.
for Jane Romero.
No, no.
Fucking Jane.
Oh,
Shut the fuck up. Okay,
if we were going for who I'd smash, I think the last person, just because I can't stand, and this sounds so shallow, and I apologize, but it's just so true. I cannot stand Meg's massive forehead. Like that is like it's a whole football field.
she looks like a caveman.
I cannot play Meg without staring only at her forehead.
Meg is a caveman, dude. What do you mean?
Even when I'm playing Survivor and all I can look at is her ass, I'll still like play with the camera looking at her face because I'm just like, how is it so big?
Lori, in Dead by Daylight, her lower half of her body makes me think of Mitt Romney, just because like she has mom jeans on. I don't know if that's weird to say, but
are you confessing a kink to us right now or what?
Yes. But Muffin, if you had to date a survivor from Dead by Daylight, who would it be?
If I had to date a survivor,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know any of their lores, to be honest. I never paid attention to the survivor lores.
What about just like which one's the cutest then? I know if I had
would be David without his shirt.
David, okay.
Yeah.
Well, and that's who
Left?
Sorry, give me a second. Yeah, that's who Left plays a whole bunch.
That's like the only guy character you know. You're just like, oh, David.
Well, David. I know Bill, and I don't want to do Bill. So
hey, don't diss Bill. I do Bill.
Bro, fucking Bill's like an aged wine.
If I had to like date a Left 4 Dead, not Left 4 Dead, a Dead by Daylight character, I'm gonna go for both guy and girl just for the fuck of it. Mm-hmm. If I had to date a guy, shit. If I had to date one of the guys from Left 4 Dead, fuck, who would it be? Probably
Dead
Dwight.
by Daylight.
Yeah, in Dead by Daylight. Probably Dwight.
White Shroot.
But 10 out of 10, Fang Min. Just say it, Fang Min.
Okay, so it's funny you say that because if I had to choose one, it would either be Fang Ming or Kate. But the only reason why I'm a little more reluctant on Kate is because I've known a lot of people from the country, and I don't get along with how much pride they have. Everyone who I've met from the South has so much pride that I will butt heads with them. And I don't know what it is about people from Texas, but they have a lot of confidence. That's not a bad thing.
Don't mess with Texas, boy.
Don't mess with Texas. But it's not a bad thing, but at the same time it's like, bro, you need to calm down, bud. I don't want to hear about like how you Texonians can handle this every other 5 minutes. So if Kate was like a hard country, it'd be a pass and I'd go Fang Ming. But I also think that Kate is definitely the best looking survivor.
Kate would be like, she would have boots, and on her boots, like on the little side, it'd be that little fucking snake. It's like, don't tread on me.
Oh,
Oh,
my
God.
god. The other one says these boots were made for walking.
Oh, what about a male survivor? Who would it
Oh,
be?
I don't know his name, but do you know the recent character? He's really tall. I believe he has blonde hair. Has
Felix?
the drip for default. Yeah, Felix. Felix has the drip, and then his new outfit, the one where he kind of looks like a vampire with like the long, luscious locks and like the silk gray clothing. Oh my god, I'd immediately drop my pants.
Potato, what about you?
You know, I'm gonna say fucking Jay Romero Momo.
But what about a guy survivor?
Guy survivor. Shit. I want to say Bill, but
Let's go.
I don't know why when I heard the bit, I thought you were gonna say Obama for some reason. I was gonna be like, Obama's not even in the game, dude.
You could deal with female.
What, you didn't buy the Obama crossover while it was still out?
So
I think they call him Detective Tap.
oh my, stop. So since Potato's finally here, and I was waiting for the massive horn dog himself to come into chat and shit, I gotta ask, we all stream here, we all have dreams and aspirations. Every streamer, and I don't want to hear like, no guys, I'm wholesome. Every streamer has that fantasy sponsor, and when I say fantasy sponsor, I mean that nsfw sponsor. Now, what would you get if you guys could be sponsored by any nsfw company? Who would it be and why?
I got 3.
You got 3? What the fuck, Potato? I only had 1 in mind, dude.
I actually had 3 too.
Gee,
I don't even know any not safe for work sponsors.
All right.
I'm so concerned.
Look, listen. They offer some good money. Potato, you go first.
yeah, Potato.
All right. Bad Dragon, Anti-Haven, and fucking Adam and Eve.
Oh, Adam and Eve. I didn't think of that one.
Comment
All
on
right.
the Bruce.
See, I would. So here, I'll go. I'll give my reason after each one, but I definitely would love one from Bad Dragon. Because like the stuff, like I feel like the actual advertisement would it'd give me such great opportunities for everything. Kind of like how I told you, in your chat the other day. It's like if they give me like a Bad Dragon lizard dick dildo, I would legit just like strap that onto me, dress up as an Argonian, like full face and everything.
Dress up like Mark Zuckerberg.
I get the raspy voice and be like, "You want some skooma, or you want me?" And then the camera would zoom down to my massive dragon dong, and I'd just be like pelvic thrusting the air, like it'd be
Oh
just
my
great.
god.
All right.
You're definitely gonna have to fucking cosplay for that if they ever fucking sponsor you.
I promise I would. It's definitely not going on Twitch, but I'll be like, guys, you gotta check this out. Then follow the link if you know you're above 18. It'll be the one time my Twitch is actually for a mature audience. But the other one, which is the one who I'd love the most, just because they seem the most professional, and I feel like even though I couldn't create something as crazy, they just offer really good products and they have such amazing memes, is JList. JList is a website that usually is a lot more for your weebs out there, and it's like everything you could imagine, from like Alfonso, whatever the heck his name was, that trap you could buy, like Ona holes of his anus and stuff like that, and or you could get actual, like, just anything from dojinsis or whatever they're called, basically just hentai books, to just everything else. Yeah.
I only saw figurines because I looked at the link you sent me when I asked you about what is that?
And then they sell the figurines, but then finally for the final one, even though, you know what, I don't think they count anymore because they kind of rebranded. But if they didn't rebrand, it would probably be GoDaddy.
I
Wait,
have not heard
was
of GoDaddy in a
GoDaddy?
long time.
Wait, you don't know GoDaddy?
No,
I
no.
remember the commercials. I
Yeah.
remember the
So
commercials. for Daddy.
Was it a sex site? I thought it was just like a
no, it used to be. If I remember correctly, it used to be like both toys, and then like you could call girls and stuff like that. And then they eventually rebranded because I guess it just wasn't working out. Where it was like it was shoot, what was it? Oh yeah, they started like selling websites and like they would help you create websites and stuff like that. And then they started
Yeah.
branching out even more. So it's like now I don't really care about them. I'd probably choose something else. But that was what popped in my head because I was thinking about the old GoDaddy.
I feel like I would also go for Bad Dragon to be a basic bitch here, but I would want us because everyone loves Skyrim, dude. I would make a Skyrim advert with a Bad Dragon dildo, where it's like you're like, oh, an adventurer, and you find that you're on your way to slay your dragon, and like it would have like this epic narration over. He's like, he found a weapon in a chest to slay a dragon, and like as I'm opening the chest, and it's like the light is illuminating it, and instead of finding an actual fucking sword, it's just like a Bad Dragon dildo. And you're like, wait, what the fuck? And then he's like, oh, must be the wrong kind of dragon. And in the background, it'll be like some more narration going on, and in the background, you'll just see someone like screaming, like kind of like screaming pleasurably, I guess. But like it would be like it would obviously be off screen, so you wouldn't see shit. But then he like has like moving up and down. And he's like, slay yourself a dragon today, Dovahkiin.
Play this coochie.
Oh man.
Or Boofy, whichever fits. Giggity.
Oh, potatoes, stop it. Oh my gosh, dude. I'm kind of thinking, I don't know any other NSFW like companies actually.
GoDaddy, Adam and Eve. There was Victoria's Secret. Bad Dragon. Is there any other one? J-List. And then there's one more that I currently can't think of at the top of my head.
Isn't Victoria's Secret more like lingerie? I didn't think they were like actual.
It's lingerie, but they also sell other stuff there too. I trust me, I know.
Oh, okay.
The beam's been flicking the beam.
Did I ever tell you guys my first venture into a sex shop? It was absolutely fucking embarrassing. Or no?
I believe you told me once, but I don't know if you've told anyone else.
I went into it was me and my best friend. It was New Year's Eve, and we're like, yeah, let's hang out and all this. And pretty much what happened was we wound up at the sex shop, and we were just laughing at how stupid the dildos looked, because there was like a Spider-Man one, a Hulk one, and
Oh my God.
I see a sign in the back, like in near the back, it's like, oh, arcade, and like my dumbass walks up to the counter. I'm like, so good sir, what kind of video games have you in the arcade? And he's like, he looks at me, he's like, you take a movie, you sit down, and you watch. And I'm like, oh. I didn't realize. I was like, oh.
When you fucking said arcade, I was expecting like some fucking animated strip poker or some shit.
I thought it was gonna be VR, like VR
No.
porn, but
I mean, it was a weird experience. I don't know if you guys have had any weird experiences in sex shops like that, but it's stupid to me.
Basically, I've never been in one.
I've never been in one.
What?
There's one in my city, and I always pass by it, but I'm like, I don't want to go in there.
The closest
Okay.
I've been to is Spencer's, because they do sell dildos and stuff.
Daldos.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you never. I feel so weird now that knowing that I'm the only one aside from maybe Potato that's been in a sex shop. I feel like a pervert now.
Fucking-
You
Dude,
are.
I feel like a pervert. What the fuck?
Good.
Send Momo, and now we know about it.
I mean, dude, I've been to a lot of places like that. My favorite one was I don't know if you knew this, but they actually have ramps for sex. That sounds really weird. But it's for when
Did you
I
say
guess
ram?
yes, raps. I guess it's for like when people do doggy style. And like
Oh yeah.
me and my best friend were at a shop and I'm like, yo, and she's like, what? And I'm like, dude, can you buy me this ramp so I can do like so I can skate in my room? And she's like, shut the fuck up. Like, 'cause it was specifically for like, and I'm just like,
Hold up.
oh
You didn't tell me you went with your female friend.
yeah, my
Yeah,
best friend.
You want the girl, mama?
Hold up.
Fucking
Hold up.
Pegging the
It-
homie.
I need to ask this now. Was she the one who wanted to go there first?
I don't remember. We just wound up there. The same best friend that we went to the sex shop where I asked
I
about the
mean-
arcade.
Wound up like everyone finds a way somewhere somehow intentionally. You know what? I think she might have been hitting on you.
No, she's gay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like it's funny because a lot of people assume that when we were in middle school, but I'm like, no, dude, like no, like it's funny. We've been through a lot. We got called terrorists on the bus.
Bruh.
Some crazy.
What the
No,
fuck are you guys
I-
saying?
no, nothing. We were heading to the flea market, right, and we were heading home, and this lady, she was like off her rocker, crazy, and she's like, you guys are fucking terrorists. I'm gonna call Obama on you. And she was saying a bunch of like racy things, and like when we were getting off the bus, she gets up, looks out the door, she's like, fucking terrorists, and I'm like, okay. I was like, okay.
I don't remember which YouTube channel did this, but the fucking the racist Bush, not Bush as a fucking ex-president. I mean like an actual shrub. Oh no, it was a racist tree, and the shrub was like a Christian dude or some shit.
Gosh. So have you guys never been yelled at in public by some crazy person or no?
Except for my mom, yeah.
When I was very young, me and my friends
Really?
were yelling at cars that would pass us by on the street. One of them stopped
Uh-huh.
and yelled at us for some fucking reason.
Right? For
There
some
was-
reason, like you were yelling at
Like,
them first.
we weren't even yelling bad things.
What were you guys yelling?
Like,
What?
I don't even remember, but I know we weren't, because we thought that no matter what, if we said a curse word, our parents would somehow know about it. So we didn't curse when we were younger.
Oh god.
I don't know what we were saying, but we weren't saying anything that fucking bad. And this one lady pulled over and was threatening to call the police. And it's like, ma'am, our house is literally right there. Calm the fuck down. We didn't say that. But also, like the minute she started yelling, I just fucking bolted. So my friend mostly dealt with that.
Muffin leaving the scene of the crime. Man.
Damn.
Well, I'm just like, I'm not gonna get yelled at by some fucking lady that ain't my mom.
So
Oh wait,
I haven't had old people really yell at me, but I remember, and I think about it to this day, and even now I'm still confused. I think maybe what she wanted to do is she might just want to make me laugh, but I don't know. Just the look in her eyes had so much hate. But I remember going on a trip to Walla Walla when I was in, I believe,
Man, what the fuck is Walla Walla?
Walla Walla. You don't know Walla Walla? Man's never been to Washington.
I
We
know
got
Walla
Yakima.
Waluigi.
We got Walla Walla. Wah! We got Walla Walla. But no. So we went to Walla Walla, and I remember being inside the school bus, and I was just sitting there, minding my own business, just dazing off, looking out the window. I'm just staring out there, and I finally like focused my gaze onto someone else who's also in a bus to the side of us. And ours was a school bus. Hers was just like a normal bus. But I look at her for just a brief moment. She looks at me, and she just looks so angry. And I just kind of keep looking, but it wasn't a long look. I think in total we only looked at each other for maybe like 10 seconds, which still is a long time for that. But I remember almost immediately after looking at her, she immediately does that old like pull one eye down and stick out your tongue thing, and she just looked so angry while she did it, and I was like taken back. I didn't do anything in return. I just kind of like jerked backwards because I was so shocked. And then like by that point we were already turning around the corner and I was so confused. I was like, what did I do? Did I make her mad?
So funny, dude. I
fucking
think
Bean took some stun damage right there.
I did. I had to roll for psychic damage, and she used a good warlock skill. I had to roll like 2d6s.
Oh. What about you, Potato? I feel like Potato gets yelled at in public fairly often.
I feel like you're the only person who yells at Potato.
Abusive, man.
He is.
Bro.
The only time I can remember that I've been yelled at in public was this one dude. It was late at night. My mom happened to lose her fucking backpack that had all her shit in it.
Oh, I remember this.
Yeah, so I went out to try to look for it, and then meanwhile I'm looking for it, I'm using my fucking phone flashlight. Then me just looking down, looking everywhere, I didn't notice I accidentally flashed the flashlight on at somebody's face. The fucking guy stops me like, "Hey, motherfucker, why you flashing the flashlight at my face?" And I was just like, "Oh, I didn't mean to. I was just looking down." And he still went fucking off. He kept going off. I mean, like, "Oh, if you keep flashing that flashlight in my face, I'm gonna beat your ass." And I was like, "Oh, okay," and then just fucking walked away. Dude was fucking huge, like fucking almost twice my fucking size, and he's a little thick boy too.
Were 6 feet?
6 foot, at least 6'7". Dude was fucking tall.
So, has there any been a time where someone yelled at you, and it just stuck with you guys?
No, but I think one thing that did stick with me, I guess it's kind of similar. Did you ever have that thing in middle school where like someone asks you out as a joke?
Yeah.
No.
Yes. Wait, being what?
No. Yeah. No. That was. But I mean,
Well,
to
la
be
di
fair,
fucking da.
well, hold on. You
I'm
guys also
kidding,
you
I'm
guys also
kidding.
got to remember that I reiterate many times that I was homeschooled for a majority of the time I was in school.
Well, you ain't got
So it's like
siblings.
I went to 6th grade, and then after 6th grade I was homeschooled for the rest. So it's like I only made it to like the first year of middle school.
Yeah, I got homeschooled like around 10th grade.
I'm so sorry, Sensei.
I honestly didn't get the joke, unfortunately.
You're like,
What do you
we were
mean you
talking about
didn't
like,
get the
because we
joke?
were talking about like how we all got asked out as a joke, and you're like, I'm homeschool, and I'm like, you ain't got no siblings.
Oh no, I get it now. No,
Oh my gosh.
the one time I remember anyone yelling at me that really stuck with me is I've been alive for 24 years now, right? Actually, not 24 yet, 23. But I remember there was just one time in my entire life where my grandpa yelled at me. And we were just being annoying. He told us to be quiet, and like we kept being annoying. We kept like arguing, and like I remember it was the first time I ever heard my grandpa say anything that was like considered a bad word because I was still really little back then, and it was the first time I ever just heard him raise his voice at me. And I think I was already like maybe 13. No, not 13. I'd say maybe like 10 or 11. So I
Yeah.
used to spend like every day with my grandpa. So every day for about 11 years, let's say I was 11. I finally hear my grandpa just go, "Hey," because he can't speak good English. So he's just like, "Hey, shut up." And
Shut the fuck
the
up.
way he shut up, and the way he said it, just I felt so bad because like I had gone my entire life without getting yelled at by my grandpa. He was always so happy. I've never seen him not smile. Um, and then it was the one time I made him mad, and I was mad that it was me who made him mad, and I was just like, "Damn, I'm a horrible
Getting
grandson."
yelled in Spanglish definitely hits different, man.
It
Like,
really, it honestly is.
you just be chilling, like, hey, shut the fuck up, cabron.
Pinche swinkle.
Yeah, the one thing when I got yelled at by my dad for going over on my bank account, I didn't like that. And it was like right before my 19th birthday. He
Mhm.
yelled at me because I wasn't paying attention to how much I was spending on my debit card. It was the first time I got a card. And he called me at college and yelled at me. And from then on, I now am like super careful with my money, but like it's almost too much so. So, like, let's say, for example, and I don't have this amount, but let's say I have like $600 and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm really proud of that. I want to stay at $600. So if I make more and I decide to spend money, if I don't have at least $600 in my account, then that's whatever. But then it's slowly grown to like it's good for saving money, but now I'm like scared of like going under certain amounts, even though I have more than enough to get me by. It's really weird.
Muffin.
Like it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's definitely something I think about a little too much now.
I mean,
Homegirl's gonna have like $57,000 in the bank and put a down payment on a house, and then you'll be like, "Oh, it's only it's only $30,000." They're like, "Oh, but that would send me under 57,000. I don't think I could do this. Thank you for your time. I'm going home."
That's how it goes for me, though.
Oh man,
it's really weird. Like it's I don't know. Like it's on one hand, it's a good thing because I'm saving money. On the other hand, I'm afraid of spending anything. Like I can afford to pay my bills, but if the bill is just a little bit too much, I immediately turn to Post and I'm like, "Hey, can you pay for half of this?"
Does Post ever use your money or no?
We have our own money. He usually pays rent, and then I do bills and groceries. He makes more than me, so.
Oh, okay. I thought you guys had like a joint thing, like a
no. Eventually, that's something we want to do. We just haven't gotten around to it. But we mostly have our own money for like our own stuff that we want to do. But he usually, whenever we go out to eat, he'll pay for that.
Gentleman.
I'm like picturing Post spending $1 over the limit, and then fucking Muffin pops out with a fucking bat. Like, hey, Post, what's this $1 charge on my card?
Me texting him at fucking 3 a.m. So, what did you just buy that put me under 2,000? I'm at 2,000. I'm at 1,998, bitch. So I expect to see that back up and on like by tomorrow morning.
So I know how you feel, Muffin. I feel like I'd be a terrible crackhead because I'm fucking cheap. Like,
get the cheap crack.
Get the cheap.
It might kill you, but you know what?
No, like I feel like I would legit be too cheap to be a drug addict, which is good, I guess. But like, I'm just like,
I have a friend who is super into it. Like, he doesn't do hard drugs at all. Mm-hmm. He smokes though, but he's some dealers have really good deals that he's like, hey, I could flip that and make a profit, and so he considers it. Apparently he knows dealers that actually makes like deals, like seasonal deals for their shit. So maybe you just need to find one of those.
Fucking pumpkin spice crack.
Hey guys, imagine getting a text message from your fucking drug dealers like, "Hey guys, we have some pumpkin spice weed. Do you want some?" Just like, I convinced my coworker actually that we had pumpkin spice swishers. He's like, "What the fuck? No, we don't." Like, he starts looking. He's like, "Where are they?" And I'm like, "I'm fucking with you. Dude, we got no pumpkin spice swishers."
You're like a fucking addict. Where's that pumpkin spice, Momo?
Dude,
where is it?
I'm gonna be that one person that like starts making their own products to sell, and I'm gonna become rich. Now hear me out, guys. Potato, Sensei, this is mainly aimed at you guys. What would you do if I told you that I was cooking up some pumpkin spice lube?
Okay, you were in love
okay. Hold on. Is it edible lube or is it?
It's edible.
I'd probably buy some.
Wait, I
don't like pumpkin spice.
How many calories is the lube, man? Because if it's too much, I'm not fucking putting it.
Be like 90 calories. I don't fucking know.
But for like what, a teaspoon?
I'm not a lubologist. Don't attack me with all these fucking questions.
Bro, how you gonna come us with lube facts, but then you don't know the lube facts? Bro.
Size.
Bro, it's like those energy drink companies that don't put ingredients.
It's like, is the serving size one glizzy or what?
What vitamins?
It's gonna have
Or use
B12.
artificial sugar or what?
Oh, Muffin, you guys reminded me something because we're talking about like that shit, and we were talking about like you brought up vitamins. Did I ever send you that picture I took? I sent this to my friend. I went to a local liquor store, and they had like these fucking like male enhancement pills, right? And one of them had a picture of Superman on it, like legit fucking DC Superman on it. And like
They
while
don't
the
call him the
cashier,
Man of Steel for nothing.
while the cashier was helping someone else, I fucking took a picture of it and I sent it to my best friend. I'm like, yo, look what they have this at the store. I'm about to be flying around Metropolis, bitch. And she just looks at me like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I don't know if you guys have ever have you guys ever seen those? I gotta find the picture so I can send it to you guys.
Please do.
I mean, there's a fucking boner pill at the liquor store where I'm at, where it has like it legit has a picture of a baby rhino, but when the guy takes the pill, it has a fucking an adult rhino on the fuck image, and it's all cartoony. It's not fucking actual real life rhinos.
That's some furry shit. Did I tell you? So like sometimes when I'm working at the gas station graveyard, we have to close the store to like clean the restrooms and whatnot, right? Did I tell you that we have a little window that people can buy stuff out of? And so I'm cleaning the restrooms. It's 2. I already finished. I'm just cleaning other stuff in the store. And this guy comes up to the window and he's like, and I'm looking at him like, oh, what do you need? And people don't fucking talk loud enough through those windows. And he's like, he mumbles into it. He's like, sex pills. And I'm like, excuse me, come again? And he's like, sex pills? Like, he kept mumbling it and shit. And I'm like, bro, like, you're gonna have to speak him. He's like, sex pills. And I'm like, let me check. And so I'm like, no, we don't have sex pills. But actually, no, he didn't say sex pills. He said the pills to have sex. And I'm like, what the fuck kind of shit? Because
That's embarrassing. Jesus.
Momo, you're a fuck. What kind of fucking gas station does have sex pills, man?
Look, we're out of stock, motherfucker. Anyways, but like I was just like, it's the way he said it. It's like the pill so you can have sex. And I'm like, bro, like I don't know what it was about that phrasing that made me almost laugh at him, but it was like, bro, like what do you mean? Like, is your like dick chained off in another dimension and you need this magic pill to like to let you fuck? I was just like, who says that? There was that.
His dick is probably like fucking Exodia. You gotta collect all 5 sex pills to it. Fucking sum it up.
Oh my god. Muffin, be glad you don't have to deal with those sort of things.
Man,
we have it rough.
Wait,
we have it
you
rough.
said you have it rough?
No, I said we have it rough.
Giggity.
Not me, not
Giggity.
me.
Giggity.
I mean, you know what?
You have it rough. Like, what are you referring to?
Like, we as men have it rough.
You as men have it rough.
No, we.
You want to get into this argument?
Oh,
Hold up, Muffin. Are you a guy?
I'm mainly talking about the dong pills, dude. like there are certain things that women have like extremely hard. I'm like, fuck, I feel so bad for you guys. But like when it comes to that, I'm just like, because like we're men, dude. Like most men are self-conscious if you think about it. Like
there's a Sex and the City episode where Samantha got addicted to sex pills, or not sex pills, penis pills.
Wait,
what?
What do you mean most men are self-conscious?
Yes, bro.
Do you guys just not accept the size of your dong and embrace it?
No, I meant like because he was actually trying to get a pill to get it up and shit. But like, bro, what do you mean, bro? Like, dudes are hella self-conscious about dick size. That's why I don't go to the gym anymore.
Bro, because it's that small, man? What the fuck do you
I'm
mean?
just fucking around. But like think about it. It's kind of weird. Like when you think about it, like when you're acting, when you're with the bros, there's this weird like you're self-conscious, but at the same time, it's for the most part it's super homoerotic. If you know what I mean.
There ain't nothing at all homoerotic about the gym.
No, I'm just talking about like the bros. Like when you were like, yeah, bro, what's up, handsome? Like, damn, boy, you sexy as fuck. Like when you know, bro talk and shit.
Momo. When you,
What?
But
when you say we're hanging with the bros, I automatically thought of that one video of the fucking girlfriend that finds out his boyfriend is sending ball pics to his homie.
Bro, there are dudes that do that. Do you not? Have you, Muffin? I'm sorry for what you're about to hear. Have you heard? Have you not? Do you not know what fucking bro is? Bro oral?
no.
It's when your homie's sad, so you suck his dick. Like it's an actual fucking term. I found this out like so long ago, but it's a real fucking thing. Apparently,
Fuck
some
you,
dudes will
Momo. I was
straight-
drinking water. Fuck.
apparently some dudes will straight up like suck their homie off if they're sad. Like it's a legitimate thing.
Oh,
Like
my fucking fucker hurts now.
Potato, you've seen the messages I've sent you when people like fucking are like, "Oh, you're a woman, huh?" Like online, and I'm like, "No," and they'll like be like, "Oh, like don't play." And, like you've seen the shit I fucking sent you, bro. Like I've gotten hit on by other dudes, and I'm just like, bro, like please don't do this. And someone even told me, like I had an actual conversation with this guy. He told me because he I guess he said that he was straight, but he liked getting blown by dudes. And I'm like, oh, like I don't, like I was nothing wrong with it at all, but I was just like, I don't think you can like maybe you're bi. He's like, no, I'm straight, dude. I'm 100% straight. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like you're performing another sex act with another male. And he's like, no, it's not gay for me because I'm the one getting it. They're the ones gay for doing it. And I'm like,
Oh
what?
god.
Like
Fucking
legitimately,
Harold and Kumar shit.
it's some fucking head assery, dude. Like once again, more power to you if you're like you do you, man. Like, but I don't think you can be like because he called me gay and I'm like, what? Like it is some weird shit, man. Also, Potato, why were you so late to the podcast, huh?
Motherfucker, during the fucking video out, you're like, oh, we're gonna do the fucking podcast later. But fuck you, Potato, you're not gonna join because the fucking we don't want your mom or you saying it on fucking on the podcast. Oh, we gotta take a shit. You're right back.
Muffin, can I ask you something? Do you message Potato a lot or no?
I don't message anyone a lot.
I gotta tell you, you should be glad that. No, don't say that. I'm about to cheer
It's
you
all
up.
therapist. She said it.
Oh, I hate when therapists say that.
No, it was nice because I've never really admitted it before.
Mm-hmm.
And she like went through a whole like a bunch of definitions with me to see how it was actually nice to know at least.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I don't think I've ever had a good therapy experience, but anyways, I brought up Potato for a specific reason. Because I know that you guys that you've planned streams with him and he just fucking sleeps through them. Be glad that he never shows up.
Yeah, it's happened like a couple times, but he always shows up, maybe 2 hours later.
Muffin.
But one of those times he was going to the bathroom and he was having a baby. So
Potato.
he legitimately was sending me those messages.
I'm about to tell Muffin what you did last time when I'm like, where the fuck did you go midstream? I'm
What did
so
you do?
sorry. I'm sorry for doing this to you, man. I love you, but she needs to know the bullshit I put up with. So you know how you guys are always like, oh, Momo, you're so mean to Potato. Do you know that midstream this man left me and didn't come back for 3 fucking hours? I love the fact that you just giggle. Potato, do you want to explain what happened?
What were you doing?
Okay, if it's the one I'm thinking about, it was it was sloth day.
What the fuck is sloth day?
What does that mean?
I'm gonna have to mute for a second while you tell this.
Okay,
What is
Muffet.
sloth day?
Muffet. You, you know about the whole thing with fucking sloth where you only take a shit once a week, right?
Yes, but I feel like that's a lie for you.
What the
It's
fuck,
not.
potato?
Potato, why do you do that to you? That's not healthy.
I can't fucking help it. It's all this Mexican food.
What do you
Oh my
mean?
goodness. Take laxatives. Jesus.
Bro, I've tried, man. The only time the laxative ever worked was at the one fucking citric. I don't know what the fuck it was. It was like a clear liquid in a bottle. I drank that shit, but the fucking bottle, I didn't read the direction. The fucking bottle said sip and drink throughout the day, not drinking the whole fucking thing at once.
Bro,
Did you die? No, you didn't die, but like,
I
did you
felt
feel
like I was
dying?
fucking dying, man. I fucking bought that fucking drink fucked me up for the whole day. Every single 5 minutes, I had to go to the fucking restroom. And what sucks more is that when you don't have nothing to fucking push out. So basically, I just sit in the fucking toilet all day because of the fucking drink fucking me up.
Sounds like
Oh, yeah.
a you problem.
Potato, please tell the others the story I'm thinking of. I need them to hear the shit I have to put up with when we stream together.
Okay, aside from that one, okay, one time me and fucking Momo was streaming, and I told her I had to go to the restroom real quick. I gotta go take a leak and shit. And then I come back like an hour, 1 or 3 hours later, and fucking,
I love how it's 1 or 3
fucking
hours.
then fucking Momo yells at me like, "What the fuck are you doing, man? You've been gone for like an hour." And I'm like, "Oh, couldn't help it." Fucking, I went to take a leak, right? And then as soon as I reached the fucking door, the bathroom door, I had a fucking bubble because I'm like, "Oh, I'm just gonna do a quick fart right now." And that was not a fucking quick fart, man. That shit lasted a solid minute. And at the very fucking end, at the very fucking end of the fart, I ended up short.
Jesus Christ.
I had to go to the fucking restroom, but there was no fucking toilet paper. Nobody was home.
You never told me that part. What the fuck?
Bro, I was stuck in the fucking toilet until somebody fucking got home.
That's great. Oh my god.
I mean, there was the fucking bidet, but I'm not gonna fucking squirt water on my ass.
Oh
I
my
mean,
bro. I would have used a bidet, dude.
Bro, I'm never squirting water on my ass, man. That's not one incident.
Wait, what? What fucking incident? Potato. What did you do?
Okay. I was in a fucking pool at a family
what the
pool,
fuck, bro? What?
a relative's pool.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
Okay, I don't know if anybody else did this when they were fucking kids, where they like just hang right by the fucking water jet or some shit, like crotch right against it and shit.
Oh my fucking god.
Well, basically it was that, but with the fucking hose.
Oh my potato.
And what fucking happened is, I guess I accidentally pushed the hose down a little bit, so the fucking water jet just went up my crack and up my ass.
Potato. What?
But
Why would you do that?
The fucking worst part, I had to fucking take a shit.
Oh no.
Oh my god. I love how this went from streamer etiquette to potato being like, yeah, I I tried to like hump the water hose, and it got stuck on my ass.
I'd love to give input here, but I can't relate in any sort of way.
I mean, I can't relate exactly, but I did spray so at work, because I'm doing stuff as like a zookeeper, and we have these hoses that when they go up to like full power, they're like power hoses, right? And I
Yeah.
was trying to adjust my grip as I was rinsing my like the holding area for some of our birds, and the hose flipped around and shot right up my nose at full power.
Oh,
Yeah, so that's, I mean, that's about as far as I can relate with you on that.
You're really reaching there, but I appreciate it.
I
Yeah,
appreciate it too.
I mean, I'm trying to relate.
Potato, you're fuck. I need an autobiography on Potato, dude.
bro, that's
Like,
what I'm fucking telling you, man. If I ever do the affiliate shit, I'm just gonna do what fucking Vic Cronus does and write a little book of things I either told the truth or lied about.
you know how streamers and YouTubers would do that draw my life shit like a
Oh
while
god.
back? Could you
No,
guys
I don't
imagine
wanna
one day seeing Potatoes draw my life? He's like, yeah, I got a water hose stuck up my ass.
Oh my god.
Just like, oh no.
There's some fucking wholesome music playing in the background when I fucking draw it.
Oh my god. That royalty free music.
The one that's like, dun, 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 dun.
Nah, I would have put fucking Tiptoe by the window. Tiptoe by the window.
Oh my god. I haven't heard that song in so long.
Oh, fucking hell.
I feel like this is such a fucking good episode, even though we pretty much like all got off topic. It was like, yeah, streamer etiquette, and then somehow I got to like Potato talking about this shit.
Look,
You know-
the fucking literally on the other stream, the last stream, you were like, "Oh, let's talk about fucking not safe for work shit."
Speaking of streamer etiquette, I have only a few more things I could talk about before I need to head on yonder. But what is
Right.
something that you guys hate other streamers doing? Like
This is
something that you
gonna-
will just immediately click off and just be like, "Oh, heck that."
When they only pay attention to subscribers in their chat
Uh huh.
Oh yeah, that's annoying.
or people that donate.
Oh, when you
followers
rate-
only.
When you rate them and they just look at it, but they don't fucking respond to it.
Oh, that too. I'm just like, so this is gonna be kind of hypocritical, but giveaways as well. And by that I mean like I knew a streamer, and this actually like was one reason why I stopped watching streamers for a while, who would do constant giveaways, but he'd be like, yeah, bring the hype for the giveaway. And bring the hype was basically like, yo, whoever pays me the most is gonna win this shit. And I'm like, dude, like it was really scummy.
Yeah, that sounds horrible. See, the thing I hate the most, and I apologize if any of you guys do this, it's not directed towards you, but one thing I cannot stand, I hate it, and I will almost immediately click off, is people who eat on stream. I feel like it is the most disrespectful, just a flat out rude, just it's horrible. And the reason why is
Why are
because
you attacking
people listen, this is what you get. But like people might come to your stream, they might be of like different religions or whatever, they might be doing Ramadan. Point is that there are people who might be trying to forget about stuff, and maybe they're hungry, maybe they can't eat right now, maybe all they can do is just try to distract themselves. They come into your stream and they just see you chowing down on some like filet mignon or something like that. Like, it's like, bro, it's so disrespectful. And then on top of that, for the people who actually care about it, no one wants to hear you like just slapping your gums together. I don't care about it, but I still feel like it's super disrespectful.
You're so lucky that that Salem's on my lap and then can't reach my bed because I have a bag of chips, and I was just gonna open it right
Oh
now.
my god.
Just to fucking like add to it. I feel like those are actual good reasons. I've never heard anyone say that, but like I'm not gonna lie, I've done that where I'll eat on stream, like I'll snack, but for the most part, I try to like mute my mic when I do it, solely because I don't want to be like crunching in the fucking. I don't want this in the background. Hold on.
I'm guilty of actually eating on the street, but
Yeah,
I
you
don't fucking eat
are.
normal. I'm like fucking going down on this food, man.
Every
Like
time,
it's
dude, I
slapping
know when you eat on your when you eat on stream. I know when you do it because you just like all I hear is like fucking lip smacking and shit. Like potato goes hard on that, but streamer etiquette that I don't like. Um, pretty much when you expect to be followed, like I'm like
Yeah,
no.
which we talked about before a little bit.
What else?
No.
What about you, Muffin? What's something you can't stand that other streamers do?
I don't like it, and I've had this happen a couple times. You might remember an instance. I really don't like backseat gaming. I don't like it from chat, but I can understand it. But especially when I'm playing with somebody and they just automatically start critiquing how I'm playing. It doesn't I just really don't like it. Like it's one thing if I'm like, oh man, I'm really bad at doing this. It's another thing to blatantly just start going off with it, and I'm like, I did not ask for advice on this. I understand you're giving me advice, and I think that's really nice, but it's just I don't know. It just feels very rude to me. But then again, I'm also self conscious about almost everything I do, so
Yeah,
that's probably part of the problem.
I can kind of
Or I've
see.
had another streamer literally because I remember she came into my stream and blatantly called a game I was playing boring, and I was like, I like it. It was I don't know. Don't go into someone's stream and kind of shit on what they're doing. I don't like it.
I had a
Yeah.
friend do that.
See you do it, I'm going to call you out.
I had someone I used to be friends with do that a couple times. Sensei knows what I'm talking about. But they'd come in and be like, "Oh, this game looks boring," and I'm like, "Bruh," and they'd be like, "I'm bored," and I'm like, "Bro, what?" Like, and I would try my best to ignore it, but at the same time, I felt bad like ignoring them, and I'm like, but I agree with what you say. I think also I kind of don't like when some people be like, "Oh, can I join your game?" And I'm like, "No, I'm playing with my friends."
I think if they ask to join your game, that's one thing, but it's another thing to be like, oh, hey, make room. I want to join.
Mhm.
Or, hey, I have an issue when people also like, because you know, in some games you can just join a lobby. You don't have to really request. I
Fucking
don't like
Among
it when
Us.
it automatically joins without already talking to me on stream. Now, obviously, when like Momo or Left or Brown Pants does it, it's one thing because they've literally said they want to play in my chat. And I'm like, yeah, sure, hop on. But it's another thing when like someone random joins and I'm like, I was gonna do solo tonight. Like I'm good, but thank you. Like
I know what
I
you
don't
mean.
know.
I feel that like if it's a friend, like for example, like if any of you guys were like, if you guys saw me playing Dead by Dead, I'm like, oh, like you got room? I'm like, yeah, hell yeah. But like if someone random just like, can I play with you, boss, Mr. Streamer? Can I play with you, Mr. Streamer? Mr. Streamer, here's my follow. Can I play with you? Like I fucking hate that.
Yeah. Going back to the boring thing, it happens the most when I've played Minesweeper, but I know there's a massive amount of people who they'll just come in a stream and be like, "Why are you playing this? It's so boring." And I've told them in the past, I'm like, not to be disrespectful, but also disrespect intended. You could just leave.
Yeah, like you don't have to watch what I'm doing if you don't like playing this game. And I think like I've had it happen where during a lot of stealth horror games, I like to hide. I like to see patterns. I like to notice like because I would like to get through it relatively easily without a lot of aggravation because then I start getting pissy on stream and I personally don't like doing that because I feel like it gives off a very bad vibe.
Mm-hmm.
I've had someone call that really boring because, like, I'm hiding in a cabinet trying to observe, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, this is just kind of how I play. Or when people say, hey, you should play it this way. Well, that's not really how I do things. And it's nice that you wanted to offer, to teach me that play style, but I kind of prefer my own.
Also, how I'm surprised anybody plays Minesweeper unironically.
Bro, like honest to
Like
God, I could legit like I would gladly teach you guys Minesweeper right now. I love talking to people about how it works.
It's funny that you brought that up.
Uh-huh.
I find it funny that you brought that up in the first place. Muffin knows exactly why I think.
I thought we were streaming this. And so I was like, oh, are we playing a game and chatting? And he was like, no, just chatting. Because I thought we were streaming. And I'm like, oh, well, do you mind if we're just chatting, is it okay on my stream if I have like Minesweeper up and I play that just so I have something in the background to play? And yeah.
I was like, go for it. And originally, I thought about doing a stream where like a kind of like a podcasting, where so pretty much my original idea was to do something like and call it like between loading screens, and it would just be like me, like a one-on-one kind of like podcast where I talk to another streamer while we play a game that they like, and like it'd be us playing a couple games together. But the problem for me was that I'm like, oh, like all the if it's a game that they like, but they also like, oh, like let me be competitive here. It's gonna be hard,
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of scrapped that one and went with this and just like said, fuck it, let's get some people in a Discord call and like talk some shit.
Got it. You know that person who you brought up earlier, the one who's like, this is boring. Did I ever tell you about the one time he threatened to leave my stream? Jeb was there for it.
No, I didn't.
No. So he came into my stream and he kept talking about like how excited he was to get 5,000 channel points. And I was like, what, you're gonna make me play, I don't know, I just said like what, Brawlhalla, so you could clap me? And he's like, yeah, definitely that. And so it finally comes and then he redeems Fortnite. And I was like, bud, I'm not gonna play Fortnite. If I remember correctly, I'd already written down the rule where it says right there I will not play that game. And he was like, bro, I redeemed it. You gotta play Fortnite. I'm like, I will not play any battle royale.
At what point did this story become about me?
Huh?
At what point did this story become about me?
and so like I'm just sitting there and I'm like basically like just having a small banter with him, being like, bro, I don't care if you redeemed it. I already said many times, and you've been here when I said it. Oh yeah, it was before I wrote down no battle royales, but it's like, you've been here when I said it. I will not play a battle royale. And then he was like, if you don't play, I'm gonna leave. And oh my god, I got pissed, but I tried keeping my cool. I'm like, well, that sounds like a you problem, bud, not mine.
Wait.
Go ahead and leave.
Hold up, if it's a person I'm thinking about, don't they hate that game?
Fortnite?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think we're thinking about the same person then.
Oh, you gotta DM it to me then.
Okay.
I also have a question real quick.
What's up?
Uh-huh.
Okay, because we all have different kind of streamer groups that we're a part of and friends we talk to and stream with and all that fun stuff. Does anyone have like someone in that group that like everyone really likes, but they're just not like your favorite person? And like you feel like there's someone that like all of my stream friends know, and I just personally am not. They're not my favorite person. I'm always nice to them. I don't try to be mean. I support their stream, but I just genuinely like I don't want to play games with them really. I feel really bad about it, and I'm trying not to be mean. I just not my favorite person.
So
Potato?
You can say it's potato, it won't hurt his feelings.
I know. That's why you said it.
No, like potato, you know who I'm talking about, but
Fries and Mexican.
But what were you gonna say, Sensei? I'm sorry.
I honestly don't remember anymore. Oh yeah, no. There was someone I knew, but originally everyone kind of liked her. Like even I got along with her, but as we got to know her more, we all ended up just being really done with her. Um, she used to be a part of the TLC community. She went by the name of Squidney, and oh my god, just everything about her just absolutely infuriated me. And it's just because she didn't put effort in any game, and for the most part, she would just kind of stand there and watch you do all the work. Like let's say, for example, Sea of Thieves, right?
Mhm.
Whether we were in battle or anything else, all she'd kind of do is just steer the wheel. If I was like, "I need your help down here," she's like, "But I'm driving," or like anytime we needed to go like collect an item or like find something on a beach or like do a puzzle or even like explore a cave, she'll always be the one where she won't offer, she won't announce it, she will just stay on the ship and not do anything. And then we're like, we could really use your help here. She's like, I'm keeping watch. And I'm just like, how the hell can you enjoy this game when you do nothing and just have everyone work for you? But that was just playing games with her. I quickly stopped playing games with her, but just her personality in general is just absolute dog water.
I met her a
Yeah.
bit, but go on, Muffin.
I was gonna say this person, like, and I'm not naming names because I don't like hurting feelings. I don't. My
It's okay,
least
Muffin.
favorite
I
thing
know.
to
I
do.
know. Don't worry, Muffin.
You know.
I know it's me. It's okay. Go on.
Okay, yeah, it's Momo. But like, there's also like a weird jealousy thing too, and that might have been part of it. And I hate it because I think all of us have gone through the point where a friend of ours or something grows much faster than the rest of us. And like,
Mhm.
you're very happy for them, but there's also that weird feeling of why didn't I grow that fast? Why didn't I get that sort of viewers? And like, I don't know. Personally, I've gone through that a couple times. It's not like a major thing, but I don't know. Maybe I'm going off topic a little bit.
No, I've done the same thing, to be honest. Like, like we've definitely all been there, I think. Except for Potato, because Potato just doesn't care. Like I know
Like
how Potato is. Like he's just told me I don't give a shit, dude.
I'm like fucking Smokey, man. I don't give a fuck.
I've thought about that a few times, but I also know the reasons why. And like for example, I know that sometimes I'll be a little envious of Jeb because I'll be like, damn, Jeb sometimes won't even stream for weeks, but it's like he plays Brawlhalla one day in like a whole month, and he'll stream it, and then he has like 20 something viewers, and I'm just like, damn, bro, I'm super happy for you, and I'm gonna be there supporting you, moderating your chat and everything, but it's like it's so tough, but also I understand why. He's built an entire community based off of Brawlhalla. He hosts tournaments based off Brawlhalla. Jeb is really good at self-promoting without doing it in a scumbag way. He knows what people want and he knows how to make people come to him. I also know how to do that stuff, but I don't do it. Not because I don't agree with it, but just because I'm not going to play Brawlhalla or like I'm not going to dedicate myself to one game and build a community off that. I'm going to chill, do what I want to do, and people will meet me along the way. And I know because of that, my views suffer greatly because of it. Because it's like some people will follow me because they like watching me play Celeste, and once I finish Celeste, I'm just done with it, and then they never watch me again.
Yeah.
Or they'll come watch me play Celeste, and then now on Saturday I'm playing a horror game, and they're like, I don't like horror games, so they just don't watch, and I'm just like, well, it is what it is. So it's like I do get
It
bummed out
is
about
what it
it. Yeah, it is what it is. But it's like also I just don't care enough to actually be like, I'm gonna fix it because it's nothing to be fixed. It's just how I play. I'm not gonna play Dead by Daylight just because people always tell me, "Wow, you're so good. I love
Wow,
watching you."
scrub.
What sucks though has been like the person that like you're comparing yourself to plays like that grew a lot faster is playing similar games to you. That fucking sucks. I will tell you that.
Yeah, I've had a few people, and I don't mean like I wanna say this, but I also want you to know I don't mean any shade from it. There have been people where we'll play the same games, but I do know that female gamers do get more attention, and it has been many situations where like me and a different female friend are streaming the same exact game, they are definitely not
They're
as
I know.
adept. They're definitely not as adept at the game, but they can
So
sometimes just quadruple my count, and I'm
I
just like,
know
that's impressive.
I know exactly who
Never
Sensei
experienced
speaks
that.
of. I know exactly who Sensei speaks of, and let me just say
Actually, this is
that
not who you think it
that
is.
that it's just because, like, for example, like on games like Hollow Knight, Sensei gets out gamered tenfold, man.
Bruh, I don't even want to hear it. I could speed run that game compared to you. You don't even stand a chance,
Got
bud.
frustrated, Momo. I watched some of that. But back to like the whole female streamer thing.
Uh-huh.
Personally, I have not really had that experience. And I'm not sure if it's because the sort of like community I tap into is the horror community. But I'm almost always average like maybe 1 to 2 viewers every single time, or maybe 3 if I'm lucky, 4. But I don't know.
Well-
Like I thought that would kind of be my experience. I wasn't expecting it, but I kind of thought, oh well, that might happen, and it just I don't know
What I've noticed is that,
that I
like,
have. So I was a little confused about that.
what I've
But I'm not-
noticed is sorry to like interject like that, but I'm in a group on Facebook for like Twitch and stuff like that, and what I've noticed is like the way they like post and stuff, like some women post, like they have like a comedic, like they'll kind of like be very meta about it and joke about like the whole like, oh haha, like, you know, like for example there was this one female streamer. She actually like she has a TikTok, and she made a like a joke video, and basically it's like, oh, when you get called a titty streamer, and she's like, well, where are they, like I don't have any. And she's basically clowning on the fact that she's, you know, flat chested. But like, whereas like some dudes, and this is it's actually disgusting how much I see it. But like some dudes will be like, oh, I can't believe titty streamers are taking my viewers, and I'm like, and
Bruh.
I have this mentality, like this is my personal opinion, and it's just like, if 2 lumps of fat on someone's chest are like getting in your way of views, then you must not have very good content. Either that, or just go get a bra, bro. That's it. Be a titty streamer yourself.
Honestly, man, you know, I got the socks. I'm ready to go. Let's go.
saying that wasn't my experience.
Momo,
What's up?
we both could become TD streamers, man. We'll get big.
Be hot tub streamers.
Oh
Bro,
my god.
do I look like I have hot tub money, man?
It would literally be Potato trying to fuck the Jets on the hot tub, dude.
Fuck.
I actually, so people wanted to see me hot tub stream, and I actually looked up the price and of everything, and I was like, you know what? If I actually put an effort to this and set up a sub goal, I don't like doing sub goals though. I feel like sub goals.
Same.
So I've been debating doing it recently because I've been thinking about like doing stuff where it's like, instead of like people paying, you know, just give me money, they're paying to see me do something. Like for example, I don't know, like me cosplaying as like a buff Princess Peach, you know.
Being not buff.
I know, but like I'll get like one of those like bodysuits where it just makes you look buff,
sure.
and then put a Princess Peach outfit on top of that. But no, like just saying that as an example, like if I can have them like, you know, help me get the money for that, then of course I'd do it. But I also don't want to just set sub goals because I want money. Like I'm not gonna do it just because it's like, we got this goal of 100 just cause.
I feel that, to be honest.
Uh-huh.
I'm honestly even scared to be like, hey, can we do a charity stream, guys? Because I don't want to fucking like, I fucking hate asking like for like, I would never be like, oh, like you want to donate to me? You want to sub to me? You know, I
Well,
just
you're
feel
not.
fucking horrible.
But you're not doing it to you. You're doing it for the kids.
Even then, dude. Even then,
I've actually really been wanting to do a charity stream soon, but I feel like I'm still just too small to actually get anything. But at the same time,
But you're still going to be able to give something.
yeah, we are going to be able to give something. And I know that there's people out there who specifically look for charity streams to donate to. But then at the same time, it's also that I just don't have the money to do all the crazy stuff that people do on charity streams either. Like I can't just go out and safely order myself like a packet of like ghost peppers and just down them all at once or anything like that. Like
I feel like we should
I
normalize. Sorry, I feel like we should normalize setting like having like charity streams and like having it be like something simple where it's like, oh, like we'll play this game fully on stream, because I've seen people do that and I think that's great. You know, or like they'll play a game and be like, oh, we're gonna do it, but with this severe handicap. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I think that should be more normalized, to be honest.
I feel like it is. I feel like it's perfectly fine to do stuff like that. And I think it's just that most people want to do more.
What would your guys' ideal charity stream be like?
Uh, shit.
Hey,
Depends.
no one's donating human shit to you. Stop it.
No, motherfucker. They'll think yes, maybe. I don't know.
I love how that's how you started. You're like, shit. Like when I ask for your ideal charity stream, you're just like, shit.
Give it to me.
Can't help. I can't help it, man. Fucking 2 girls, 1 cup changed my life.
Wait, stop. You're filthy.
I
Muffin.
think I have to head out because I do need to start my stuff.
All right. Anyways, it was a pleasure to have you. Much appreciated. You guys didn't hear it, but I'm going to be putting your guys' links in the description to the when I upload this.
Uh-huh.
So thank you for joining, Muffin. I really appreciate it. What are you going to stream?
I think I'm going to do more Dead by Daylight. I'm not going to start Man of Medan until next week.
You get to play 7 Days to Die.
No, not right now.
7 days
I'm
not
going to play
working right now.
something chill that's going to be like a very short
Okay.
thing.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
much appreciated. I'll see you later, okay? I'll DM you when it's up and all that, okay?
Okay, yeah, no, for sure. Thank you.
Before you go, Muffin, have you
Yeah.
ever heard of a cute little game that you might actually find it interesting called Cat Goes Fishing? I think it's like $5.
I will look it up.
It's like
Super
it has the style of like an old Flash player game where you actually just like throwing a little rod in a 2D game and then you just start reeling up fish and then you like chain the small fish into bigger fish and start making money, upgrade your boat, all that kind of stuff. Really cute, adorable little game with the most peaceful music I've ever heard. It can get a little tedious because at the end of the day, it's just like you're catching fish, but it is always fun to just return to for a little bit. And especially because like the mechanics can be a little wonky at first and take a little bit getting used to. It's a fun game to stream your first time playing. Maybe not after your first time playing, but when you're just learning the game and goofing around and just doing dumb stuff, it's actually a really cute game to stream. So that's something to give a gander to.
Are you being sponsored by Cat Goes Fishing?
Use code BeanIsFishy for a $2 off discount.
Sensei, I don't know if you know this, but fishing mechanics in games are my favorite things.
Let's go.
I immediately got like, so on what was it, Stardew Valley? I fish all the fucking time. That was like the one thing I got really good at because I wasn't doing well with my farm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I did the fishing mechanics, all of them. I love them so much.
Well,
any game that has it.
I think you'll love this game. I love playing it. I've recommended it to a bunch of people, and I was actually just while we were talking here, I was chilling in the background playing it while we all just had a conversation.
Then yeah, no, for sure. I have it on my wish list, so I'm gonna buy it probably tonight. I have to get my card out of my car. I'm buying tickets to go to a drinking event at my zoo tomorrow.
Ooh.
Nice.
Oktoberfest.
Yeah, they're gonna have like breweries there and everything. It's gonna be awesome.
Bro, try to outdrink one of the orangutans.
I love the orangutan so much. Okay, so sorry, fun story before I go. We have this male orangutan who's 5 right now, and so he's pretty young, still with mom. So I went over to see what orangutans were out because we have 7 of them, and they switch them out throughout the week. And I look and he starts coming up and he sees me and I have like the little zoo polo on. So he thinks I'm a keeper at first. And so he comes up and as he's walking towards me, he looks up and sees my face and he's like, ew, I don't know. And immediately like he's taken aback.
Oh man.
And I'm like, okay, well, you too, man. Like, I just came here to see you. I don't know why you're being so damn mean. They're usually kind of mean like that, though, which is fine.
Mm-hmm. Oh man. So do you work at a zoo?
I do.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I've been a keeper basically for the past year to help out during COVID, and then I'm usually an educator.
Okay.
Yeah, so I get to help out with our homeschool programs, all sorts of stuff. I'm actually, because they gutted us during COVID, we're coming up with new programming stuff, which
Mm-hmm.
is very fun. And then I'm also a part of an orangutan conservation project, which is pretty nice.
Oh, that's lovely.
Save the tang.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I hope you have fun with your stream. And if you do decide to stream that game, then I hope your community really enjoys it. It's such a cute game.
Thank you. I will probably sometime next week
Uh
when I would like a break from Man and Medan.
huh. Yeah, I've seen that game. I'd get too angry playing that game because I'm all about like perfecting everything. And the moment someone would die, I'd just want to restart the save.
Well, I'm playing it with Post. So we're doing like a movie night thing.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to play it that way. So he's going to actually be sitting up with my camera and everything.
Ah. All right.
Yeah.
Have a great stream, Muffin. Enjoy your gaming.
Thank you. I'll talk to you guys later.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. Before since Buffett's going, and we're kind of losing steam a bit, I'm assuming because like we're all around the same time, because before we start talking about that, I had brought up the charity thing about your guys' ideal charity. Now,
Oh,
what
yes,
what would
I
it
forgot.
be?
You know, I've thought about that, man, and I honestly don't know. Because it's like I want to do something different. I want to do something unique. But the thing is that it's like a lot of things in charity have been done lately. I've been thinking about it a lot, but I also just don't know what to do. I think I'm just gonna do one thing I really want to do, which is the same that every single other person does, and it feels so overused, but at the same time, it's something that I've always personally wanted to try. Is
Mhm.
I really want to eat a ghost pepper on stream for like the final goal. And the reason why is because one time I went to Leavenworth, and what Leavenworth is, if you don't know what it is it's a place in Washington that's in the mountains, and it looks very, very Nordic. Like it has this foreign style. All the buildings there, all the houses, everything is all like this very like uh Sweden, Greenland, Iceland, like it has that kind of style to it. And in the center, there's a super duper tiny little mall, and one of those places sells salt of
Ooh.
many different flavors. Okay, I'm talking about
Okay.
like there was like over 200 different types of salt in there, and one of them was ghost pepper salt,
Well, that's
and
actually kind of interesting.
it's really, really cool. And so they would allow you to take free samples, and they had this like little bucket filled with the ghost pepper salt, and then they give you like that tiny little spoon that you could get at like a ice cream place to try samples. So I got like a spoonful of that, and by a spoonful I mean like that thing was like overflowing, and like I just pounded on my hand, and then like I was staring at it, and I was like, "Don't shove it all in your mouth. Don't shove it all in your mouth." But I was like, but what if it's good? And then I just immediately shove it all in my mouth. And for the next 20 minutes, I was in sheer pain. It wasn't the worst thing ever. It was just very hot and hurting. But for the rest of that day, no matter what I ate, ice cream, steak, chocolate, could be anything, strawberries, for the rest of that entire day, all I could taste was that salt. Um, So it messed me up for a hot minute, but it was actually super duper good. Like I would gladly put that salt on my food just as like a go to almost every day.
So
But anyways, The ideal stream, I don't really know. I've been trying to put a lot of thought about it, but the only thing I know that I for sure want to do is I'll probably shave my head, go bald. Debating if I want to shave my whole face, because one thing I don't want to do, because I've only ever done it once and I regretted it immediately, was shave my mustache. But then again, since it is for charity, that because I don't want to do it, that would be the best thing to do. So it's like potentially just go uh a full skin boy, and then other than that I don't really know, and I'm just hoping that whatever I do I can raise a very healthy amount of money that even my family, who I wouldn't really say supports me streaming in any sort of way, could be proud of.
I've told you this before because we talked about it once. I don't think you remember. My ideal charity stream um would be like to like raise the money, and as I'm doing it, first off it'd be for Toys for Tots.
Mm-hmm.
And I would basically be like, oh, like, hey, we're gonna do a shopping stream today, and that would be towards the end of the charity stream, right? Like the month I'd be doing the charity stream, that'd be towards the end, and that's where I'd be like, hey, like, just a heads up, guys, we raised this much money for Toys for Tots, so we're gonna be able to get all these toys for these guys, and that's where I'd be like, yeah, like, we're actually gonna shop for the toys right now, and you guys get to choose what to get for the people, like for the kids.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever seen someone do that, and I think that'd be pretty damn cool.
I think that would be super awesome.
Because like if you think about it, it gives you that childlike wonder. It's like, oh, get that one, like, you know. And I feel like what would be also cool was like during the stream, people would probably donate more to be like, oh, you should get that toy, you know, like, and so it just adds to it, you know.
Uh-huh.
I think that would be a great stream if I had to be if I had to toot my horn, because I feel like that'd be a good one.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
What about you, Potato?
Fuck them kids.
What?
Potato. We both said something wholesome, and you're over here like, fuck them.
It doesn't have to be the kids. What about the cancer patients? That's what he meant, you know. Who cares? Like, yeah, we got the young and struggling, but what about Grandpa over there with like mesothelioma?
Bro, Grandpa lived long enough. Why did he want a fucking extension to his expired AOL?
Leave it to you to basically fucking ruin the fucking what's it called? The wholesomeness of the last question we were going to be talking about on fucking the podcast today, dude. Leave it to you, man.
I feel like it's fitting.
I feel like this is a great place to end right here.
We started it off with you goofing up the intro, and we end it with Potato goofing up the outro.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Anyways, that's gonna do it, guys, for today's episode of Alley Cats. That's kind of what I'm calling the podcast. I didn't really tell anyone. But if you like what you saw, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna unmute so they can finally say some last words. Yo, you boys got any last words?
Stay in school.
You heard it here, boys. Stay in school.